My name is Aurelius Zeff, the protector of Nauden, a small whaling village on an island off the coast. I lived my life as anyone should. I cared for my friends, loved my family, forgave my rivals, and built a home to be proud of, a home worth protecting. One day, when I was out whaling, the weather was foul, and the gods' whims must have been wrathful that day, for they sent a wave, bigger than the tallest mountain on Nauden, straight towards the tiny island, to seemingly wipe it off the face of existence. In an act of desperation, I turned my small boat and headed straight on for the wave. I wasn't driven by rage, or the lust for glory, or the pride of trying to best a divine being's whim. I was driven by the deepest feeling someone could have. Love. Love for my home. Those rivals I forgave. The friends I cherished, and the family I raised, for they all would surely perish under this Armageddon. So I gripped my harpoon, and I sailed directly into this beast of a wave, and gave up everything I am to protect this beautiful, insignificant village. I gave up my body, and the strength that I built my home with. And I gave up the memories of my life, my friends, my family. They all became strangers passing in my dreams. I gave up everything, down to my soul, and to spare this island, and to stop that beast from taking it away. And now, as the shepherdess takes me, I can only hope that my sacrifice is enough for the unfeeling gods to notice and spare this small village, this small, insignificant village. My name is Aurelius Zeff. I am a mortal, and I am no more.
The rebel child Sindar sought to control and shape the primal passion that flowed throughout the universe. The other gods had no control over this passion and its overwhelming force, leading to many godly disputes. So, Sindar took this passion, shaped it into emotion, and created her son to rule over them. He was called Neverec. Sindar charged Neverec with the power of passion, separating it into 5 base emotions: love, fear, anger, joy, and sadness. Each of these emotions were tied to 5 elements: the immovable earth, the flowing water, the burning fire, the fleeting air, and the striking lightning. Each of these elements came together to form Neverec's home, the catalyst of all emotion, and Neverec was the key to unlocking all incorporeal sensation in the universe.
And so came midnight, lost in the stars of the fallen people of his world. As a mortal, Midnight was around in the early ages of his land, and was a part of the few that were at the beginning. Midnight's parents were the first to die, leaving Midnight in a state that would lead him to godship, the exploration of death, hoping that he could see his parents again, while also to be the god that understood what took his parents from him. Death itself. Midnight is there to research, study, and ponder what the moment of death will bring to everyone. A worker with all the gods, but closely with Ishtava, leading you through the moment of death and handing you off to Ystävä for the afterlife. On the journey of life, midnight comes when you least expect it. It watches how you make every decision to your last breath. Looking over every soul that reaches death, midnight takes a moment to care for what you have done, what choices you have made, and what has brought you to your final breath. And with that final breath of life you take, midnight will come.
During the birth of Regolus, Uro created with it a messenger who would meet with the Crucible and assist them with the maintenance of this blossoming new reality. I am Ünen, herald of Uro and god of force. In the beginning, my work was primarily with Kirahan, assisting with the creation of the elves. Since then, I have continued my mission to help this universe grow and help the gods as they govern it, forever maintaining the vision that Uro had for his creation, and serving as linchpin for the forces of nature in order to maintain equilibrium.
Welcome. Don't be afraid. There's no reason to be. Let me start with telling you a story. Maybe that would make you more comfortable. But please, you're safe. This story is about the first person who died. So, when the first mortal perished, no place had yet to be created for the dead, except for the god sleep. This mortal came to the sepulchre of the gods alone and with no means to return to the worlds of the living. It was not a place for them. Yet, unfortunately, they were there because there was no other place for them to go. Fearing an eternity of nothingness, or worse, being discovered by a not-so-forgiving god, the mortal tore into the ether, desperate to escape. The ether tore back, filling the mortal with the vast potential that Uro gave existence. All that was before and all that would come to be, ripped through the very essence of the mortal's mind and body. But the mortal's will was strong. So strong that once soul and vessel had been consumed by the void, their will remained. From the ether, something began to stitch itself together. The very fabric of the universe, combined with the mortal will to endure, weaved a new being. A friendly face to meet at the edge of eternity. A shepherd to guide souls from what was to what will be. The new god, imbued with the spark the mortal left behind, fashioned a name for themselves. Ystävä. Ishtava carved out a piece of the god sleep for the perished mortals, for you. Ystävä made it for them to come for a final rest, or to be reborn into the next cycle. And while this creation seems very mystical, some focus on the peace and the comfort the god of the afterlife provides. Others fear the great unknown, which I don't blame them. Unknowns are scary, but a very select few believe there might just be something more to be discovered, even beyond the veil. Maybe one day we'll find out. Welcome to the afterlife. My name is Ystävä.
The beginning, there was only the void, thought-birth, dark drinker, the heart of all magic. It was itself, the expanse of shifting emptiness, simply the before. Centered around this sliver, a fragment of existence itself, the void was everything and nothing, alive, dead, and dreaming all at once. Then, for seemingly no reason, and yet for every reason, something spawned from the dream of the void. It was a sentient orb of glittering light, energy, and brilliance. Uro, infinite unbound, was born, and simultaneously so too did the essence of the void fold in on itself, imploding, leaving only its dormant shell, the expanse of space itself, visible to its new creation. At the moment of its birth, Uro is said to have had every thought that would ever be had all at once. And once it thought of everything, it became bored by what it found. It decided to change everything by imprinting upon existence its own grand design. Uro channeled all the energy of the infinite nothingness and effectively divided itself in half. One half remained pure, floating, sentient energy, but multiplied in size exponentially. It began to accrue its own gravitational pull, drawing in debris and matter from the corpse of the void, beginning what would later be called a planet. Uro's second half became La, the potter, sculptor of the gods. As Uro sealed its remaining self inside the ball of energy and hardening magma, it spoke to its only daughter thus.
You are La, that which shapes the formless, and from your shapes must come my legacy. With my soul, you will work wonders.
And La, duty-bound, worked wonders. In the first star, made in her afterbirth, she formed a fortress, her home and the home of gods to come, named the Hearth. And in the hearth she built a great wheel, like those we spin our clay upon, but great La, upon it she spun all that is. From the heat and the flame of the hearth itself she sculpted her sons. First came Dami Ino, hammer of the gods, and without intending to,
La gave life to the cold space left in the wake of Damiino's creation, giving him a brother, Ystävä, the dark between stars. And so came to be the brothers celestial. Damiino hammered the myriad stars into light and life, while Ystävä carved roads between them, linking them together in the bleak quiet. But soon the brothers began to bicker and spat, and their fights would rumble the heavens, and the ball of rock and ambition would seethe, so La would answer. To find balance between their squabbles, La sculpted Aldwin, the Scales overseer. And as he was built to do, Aldwin stopped the arguments he could before they were even to happen, and the ones that went too far he cleaved in twain with word and might. And for a time, things were quiet. But like her ancestor, even in slumber and respite, La was at work. Her dreams were filled with exploration and passion and movement and life, though life, as we know it, did not yet exist. And her dreams gathered at the wheel all the starfire and the solar winds, and the humming of tectonic plates of the burgeoning planet below, and the liquid ichor that flowed in all of La's children. And from this gathering came Sindar, all that moves, elementalist. Sindar was the rebel child. She did as she pleased, and she in turn pleased very few, but was respected and feared by all as she built a world for all the elements to flow through at once. In their unity, this family of 5 turned to the now gargantuan ball of elemental fury beneath them, and feeling Uro's will surging through them all, they began to act. Drawing power from the new-birthed planes across the multiverse, these gods imbued the planet with life. The flora thrummed with diluted ichor, which would soon become water and fill. From the flora would come small moving things that would drink of the ichor and change and grow apart over and over and over. Each creature and thing on this planet has a story and a path that leads back to these gods, or the gods to come. But those are stories for other days. When at last the work was done, and the planet was filled, but filled too with chaos, the first family became overwrought. They needed someone to help keep track of all that had come before, and all that was to come, so La spun the wheel one last time, and from this finality sprung Kirahan, archivist of memory. Kirahan was the first of this family, the Crucible, to inhabit the planet and walk it themselves, sheltering under the massive tree formed when they first touched the soil. With this last work done, these gods, this Crucible, looked upon the teeming globe beneath them, and through their ichor heard Uro speak once more.
Witness, Regolus. 'Tis mine, and mine alone, but those who writhe upon it are yours, and yours henceforth. Do what you must, please me, and inasmuch serve yourselves.
And it is here where things begin to unfold which neither Uro nor any of the Crucible could ever expect. A second branch of their family was about to grow and take root, and it is here, with these new gods, that our story will begin.
Hello.
Oh no, we're so short.
Excellent.
Adjust the cameras.
Perfect.
That's
Brilliant.
kind of funny. Today, Hannah and I are playing hobbits.
Halflings. Hi guys, welcome back after another week's break to another episode, another weekly installment of Bards of New York. We're happy to be here. We've got a big session planned today, but a number of things to call out, announce, and shout out before we get going.
And if Hannah, you want to take that away, we can circle through.
So we have a few new things. I'm pulling up my notes so I don't forget anything that we've done. We have some new emotes for you all to use. We have some new channel points, and you can see they're called Bards bucks now. There's some fun ones. There's a few interactive ones, and we should be adding some more as soon as we finish the random encounter tables on our Discord. So if you're not a part of that, head to Discord, because Will has a whole channel devoted to that. One of the channel points is really fun. It's where you can suggest new graffiti to put on our overlay for next session. So if you can see, we have a couple pieces of graffiti on there having to do with like the past season of the show and like our TikTok series. If you have something that you want to go on there, you can redeem it. I think I might adjust how many points it is, because right now it's a lot of points. And then on our Twitch, we just kind of gave our whole Twitch channel a facelift, and I'm in the process of giving everything a facelift. So check it out. It's really pretty, in my opinion. We've got some new subscriber tokens. They look like the subway lines in the MTA.
The stylish as hell. Very flashy.
The longer you stay, the cooler they get. And I will be releasing the family tree that I made of the gods of Regulus. I will put it on our Discord. So I'll post that during the stream. So if you all are kind of struggling to make sense of like what god is what and how to spell what name, don't worry. I've got you. And then other than thanks to Vic Strauss for our beautiful character art, and Polywags for our overlay. And if you do not know about our dice giveaway that we're doing right now for our 1,500 followers, head to Instagram. We're giving away a set of dice and a matching dice tray.
It's an exceptionally clean set of dice.
Yeah, there it is right
very,
there.
very nice.
How
Yeah,
pretty.
take a look at that. Just precise.
If you like cool things at all,
Yeah.
or have a pulse,
You just like to collect things that are good, beneficial for your day-to-day.
if
Now's a
you're a
good
very
chance to get some.
tactile person,
And that giveaway goes through the 28th, so we will announce the winner on stream / on Instagram that Monday. So go check it out, tell a friend, and maybe you'll win some cool ass dice. That's all I have.
Right. Great. Perfect. Yeah, there's no wasting time here because we've got a lot to accomplish today. So much so that I'm giving pause to the tarot cycle. I brought them today, but I think cycle 1 of tarot came to a close leading into this. And then after this bookmark, shall we say, this bookend of a fight here, the tarot cycle will begin anew. So
hope we remember what the last tarot was.
oh, don't worry, I have it all written down. There's all methodical. So if you want,
It was death.
yeah, it was death. Death, a great change, a threshold, right? So with that in mind, we zoom back in. We fade in, to quote our once DM. We fade in. The camera pans back down on the world of Regolus Prime. And last time we were here, we had our group of new gods dealing with 5 centuries old worth of problems, confronting a copycat, it would seem, of Ünen here, who had in theory been running Heart of God and the Elven civilization as a whole for the last 500 years. And they met with Ünen in private, discovering it was Kirahan, hashing it out, things getting a little tense, and then finding some sort of a worthwhile agreement to be able to move forward with. And while Kirahan was sort of crossing the T's and dotting the I's of that, the 3 of you went to journey up further north in the woods to deal with this problem of a fire that you've been hearing about and a settlement that had been built there, Helithan. So you zipped up there, you passed your way by the little settlement, the civilization that they'd started there, and made your way into the burning tree line. And it was deep in there, once the entirety of the forest had been scorched away to this sort of glowing ember set landscape of scorched earth, that you found a crater with some sort of sentient flame in it. And after you, Neverec, took some conversation with it and tried to intimidate it back down into some sort of a calm, lest it face the wrath of your mother, it did not respond well to this, and it emerged from the earth, hostile, volatile, and in the form of some great winged serpent of pure chaotic flame. And as its breath scorched the sky itself, broiling the clouds, this deep brown orange hued thing, that's where we'll begin with not only you placing your minis on the battle map, but us switching to the new and improved battle cam. Layout sponsored by Hannah Minshew.
And Polywags. Well, a little bit by Polywags.
Yeah, this is a collaboration spearheaded by you, shall I say. So here we are. Here is my mostly representative mini here, mostly of the size and general shape. And the only positioning I know is that Neverec, you were here.
I did back up.
Then we'll put you here. Because this thing is big, and it's also now, as you're placing yourselves, worth noting that each square on this fun map is 10 feet.
Oh.
So this thing is big, and there is a lot of space here. And we should, at the very least, this lava as it is here isn't strictly lava at the moment, but it's superheated ground.
So, so hot.
Well,
toes.
it certainly looks hot. And the places that are dark are like churned, scorched earth that you can see the embers through, but this is much more actively sizzling.
Okay.
So you guys would have been somewhere within probably this radius of earth here. In the back. Perfect. Okay. So, as we pick up here, you have this thing pulling out of the pit, these wings rippling through the air, that breath, as I said, scorching the sky. As it sort of lands back down on all four legs, it pulls itself into being. I need all four of you, to roll initiative.
Ooh, Hail Mary full of grace.
Hallowed be thy name.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Okay. 1 second here. Great.
This music is
Above is running.
invigorating me and giving me anxiety.
24.
24? Ünen, we love to see it. Okay. 15 to 20.
I got a 19.
Dirty 20.
30, 20, 19. Okay.
Nice job.
I know we did.
Well
good.
done,
We did
guys.
today.
Well done.
There's only 3 of us.
I know it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Okay. So, as round 1 starts, I will say that you, Ystävä, feel something. As you are as you watch this thing pull out of the ground and screech like that and take activity, and you can feel that tension in the air, right? That things are sort of, your perception slows down, the tension of battle, right? You can feel a presence sort of above your frame of vision. And as your sight is drawn there, both physically and almost subconsciously, you can see a small constellation in the air take shape. Just you. And it takes the shape of what looks to be a very rudimentary, you know how constellations often are drawn, a deer head with 2 pronged antlers. And you get the sense that you may reach out towards this constellation, if you so choose. And if we do it in combat, your option to reach out this first time will always take place at the start of a round. Do you choose to do so at this time?
Ooh. Dogs on the move. Everybody take a drink for Ava.
Let the light die.
The ring light is done for.
The ring light is done for. She shredded the...
Alright. Well, what's gonna be a little in darkness?
The motherboard is out. That was fabulous. That was really something. Cool. Okay.
What a diva.
What a... that's the tarot card death. That's what it referenced. The great
A great change.
Fucking play.
Fully
Fuck
half
you.
lit.
What? Do you want to reach out to this constellation?
Yes.
Okay. You just sort of send your energy out to that image in the sky that also lives in your own skull, really. And as you send your energy into it, it lights up and glows, and the lines of the constellation's artwork sort of dissipate, and just the stars glimmer in place as they swoop together into a single, larger, bristling light through which you can see movement. And as this movement grows and grows and grows, sort of glistening down from the sky in its own curling moonbeam, lands the six-legged pale stag, Krana.
Nice.
Geometric antlers glittering in the firelight as it bows its head to you.
Thank God.
Madam, I am at your service. And it takes that buckled leg down.
Great.
Here is where, before you make any decisions, I would like to introduce the concept to you of what you have done. You have created what shall be known henceforth as the first aspect. Aspects serve as almost like subordinates to the deity that directly created them when created in this way. They are range from demigodly to minor godly and serve various purposes. Krana, the Prince of Twilight, created when you resurrected a deer guardian, takes up. Can be either referred to as the aspect of Ishtava or the aspect of the moon, as that is what it bears in the legend that it lives in. And when you summon it, you can summon it in combat, out of combat, for a singular purpose. In this case, you've called it to assist you in this struggle until this conflict is resolved. And it will do so. It will remain here in your presence, sort of like you have other faculties doing other things, whereas you're realm walking. It's realm walking with you until this purpose is concluded. And that, should this purpose be concluded quickly, you couldn't call it again for another long rest. But in combat, directly, an aspect will always go directly after their god in initiative.
Okay.
It's a free action to command them to do whatever they will on their turn.
Okay.
And if they are not given a direct command, they will act independently to either complete their given task or to protect or otherwise defend the god that summoned them. And it has arrived to help you in this combat. So we will bring forth a fun. We don't have much that is a giant deer. So what we will use is a white bear.
Yes.
That has arrived right before you. We'll put it on this side because that's where it came from. And I have its whole stat block, which I will send to you right now.
On Discord? Or...
You know what? Hell yeah, I'll send it on... I will send it to you on Discord, and then you can decide whether or not to share it later.
Okay.
Discord. We have a channel. Join us.
We have a channel. Join us in Discord. It's a brief sending break. And while I send this, Ünen, you are up first.
Right. Definitely bonus action. Engage my binary god core and bring it out forms into a big old warhammer.
Nice.
Like a platinum warhammer.
Great.
Nice.
Just glittering again in the firelight.
But fuck.
Oh wow, this is a big boy. Just do it. Whatever you think. Your god.
He goes forward.
Okay.
Goes forward. What is speed? Does speed, as gods on the material plane?
Yep.
Does speed still like?
Speed still matters, and if you choose to do your god transmission, your
it's a little too
thing.
Yeah.
You are probably gonna, and it's too long range. Basically, I
Yes.
can't remember which one of you I was telling this before, but you can definitely use it to your advantage. It will probably take you out of the battle.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's not something you can do.
It's not something you can. You can't
lightheartedly.
yeah, exactly.
You can't half-ass
exactly.
it. Understood.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Look, okay. Oh, but Neveric's right there. It's gonna get fucking eaten.
Whatever your instinct is, a dragon just pulled itself. A dragon of pure fire, literally less corporeal than a Balrog, just pulled itself out, and is something ridiculous nearly 50 feet across and longer in width.
Fine. I'm aiming for its face, and may I throw this? Like,
yeah, we wrote somewhere in there
Odin's son?
what the throwing rules
Yeah.
are for that.
Yeah, I have it.
It's not a thrown weapon, right?
Stat. I feel like you can throw whatever you want.
No, I mean, 100%. It is. I believe it counts as a weapon. I think we said if I throw it, I can make it come back.
I think we said something to that extent.
Even if I can't make it come back, I'm still gonna throw it.
We did.
And I definitely have the chops to do so. I would say.
I definitely.
That's good. I just threw one.
Yep, you can return it to yourself as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
So you don't get your proficiency bonus because it isn't a thrown weapon itself, because you're lobbing a warhammer, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, okay. Throwing this warhammer that's made of liquid metal of yourself towards this thing. Great, as it's staring down Neverec.
Yep.
Roll me an attack.
Okay. All right. Thankfully I'm a god. That's a 24.
24?
Yes.
Okie dokie. That's gonna hit. It's just this hammer of liquid metal just sort of magically sort of shudders into the living flame of this thing's being and seems to make some kind of an impact. Roll for damage.
Okay. Oh yes. Fuck yeah! That I rolled a grand total of 20 on the dice. 32 points.
That's
of
gonna
damage.
hit 32 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Really. Boom, the flames sort of like flicker around the mallet head of the hammer. It sort of writhes a little bit, but is still directed towards Neverec. What's next?
Where did the hammer land?
It will have landed. It's clanking somewhere on the on the ground over there.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think it would bounce too much.
No, it's just like bonk, bonk, right? But it's over there.
Yeah. I will yell to Neverec to grab it.
Okay. On my turn.
Grab my hammer.
Great. Just screech. Yeah,
It's
calmly
like, come on.
spocking it across the
Is it
battlefield.
heavy?
Grab my hammer.
Definitely.
I did not say lift it. I said grab it.
Okay.
Oh no! Okay. I see where we're at.
In my mind, it's not like Mjolnir where like nobody. It's like no, but like it weighs like a ton.
Right. And I.
Neverec, you are up.
It's a meteorite. Essentially.
I'll grab the hammer.
Okay. You just grab the one. Okay. It basically like. As you go to lift it, it feels shitty. Like it's weighted terribly. It doesn't make any sense. Like a lot of more weight than it should be is in the hilt. It's cantankerous. It doesn't feel right, and it barely has any detailing to it while you're holding it. It feels like slippery and slidey and just terribly made, and it's fucking heavy.
Do I need to roll a strength check for it?
No.
Okay.
You're just not going to be able to wield it any particularly
I mean, that's
well.
fair.
Yeah.
That tracks.
But if you're picking it up, you've moved
Fire cleric.
10, 20, 30 feet in.
Okay, sure. Right up to it.
Yeah.
Hot dragon.
Yep.
Sex.
If you're picking it up, you're right there. And it's sort of wildly, erratically moving face of burnt, scorched earth and rock and flame just twists in to look at you.
I'm gonna try and move away with it, like drag it though.
Like move, you can move with the hammer.
Oh, okay.
But do you have any? What's your movement speed now? You've moved 30 feet.
I move 30 feet.
Yeah, to get the hammer, you have to push in 30 feet.
What is my movement speed? Where the fuck is it?
Should be on the front page.
That's what I thought.
100 feet a minute.
Right next to your initiative.
30 feet walking.
30 feet. Yeah,
What about flying?
You're right there.
Can I not move anymore?
I mean, your fly speed with the wings. What's the regular? Yeah, I mean, it's 30 feet of movement, and you've expended 30 feet getting to the thing.
Okay. So
we can say that you're like flying there, but you know,
no, that's fine. It's okay. We moved already. We did the thing. I will then. See, I need to find a spell. Give me a second. I'm gonna take a second. Everyone, just pause for a moment. Hold.
And so, just so you know, you're on deck, Ystävä, with Krana right after. Right after. I see a lot of papers, 2 different screens active over there. It's giving me intense planning.
I'm ready.
Promotion.
Is it hard because I'm a fire cleric? Yes.
Maybe. Perhaps. You were the one who went investigating the great fire that's been raging for 500 years up north.
Yeah.
You were the ones who went to look
You're
for that.
right.
Not my fault the fiery spirit got provoked. Really. And Neverec really is quite close to it. I love that the
And just radiating fear.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, fear is lightning, isn't it? That's what it is. Not that that's a big deal right now, but I will then.
Oh wait, add 2 more points of damage because my fighting style is thrown weapon fighting.
Is it?
Yeah.
I will cast Blight at the 6th level.
There it is. There it is. Okay. And you just reach out and sort of. I imagine your quill is usually somewhere on you, right? Like
it's.
Oh, perfect. Peter Panning it, kinda like. Yeah, the bristles of the quill just sort of flicker, and these tendrils of dark energy just seep out from you into this thing. What's the save?
It's a Constitution save.
Constitution save. What's the DC?
19.
19?
Dragons have really good
19? That is a 27, so it did succeed.
Okay, so great.
So it takes what, half of whatever the damage is?
Yeah.
The 8d8 necrotic?
It'll be 98 because I cast it at 6th level. Yes.
Yep. 10d8. Or is it 68 at base?
It's 6. It's telling me 98 here.
Great, perfect.
Because it was
Perfect.
88 for 5th level, which is what I was looking at before. I was like, oh, maybe do 6th level. But it says it goes up by 1d8 per level every slot above 4th.
Yeah, so you should be rolling 10.
Okay.
Yep, I'm looking at it. Target takes 8d8 at 4th level, and you're casting it at 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 10d8.
Okay, I need...
For each star by 4th. Yep, absolutely.
Do you need more d8s?
Yes.
Which, I mean, should I be telling you to do more damage? I guess.
We're gonna need more dice for this
I
campaign.
have a couple.
Yeah, every roll is like, you roll your entire stock.
8, thank you.
I've got another one. I've got another 2, in fact.
9 and 10. Perfect, thank you.
Roll that die.
There's these horrid tendrils of
Not
like,
that one.
it's just sort of seeping dark mass, almost corrupt the little portion of the flames.
Math.
I'm gonna use a calculator.
Do we know?
It'll just be Will it though? Okay. Sorry. This is.
The blessings and the burdens of high-level campaigns, guys. Just in case any of you out there are playing some, the dice increase exponentially.
3 more d6s
47.
on my turn.
I have them for you.
Okay.
In fact,
halved. 47 halved.
47 halved is 23. 23. And like you see that these, as the flames get sort of like slackened and blackened and corrupted by the light here, it doesn't dissipate any. It's feeling the full effect of it as much as it sort of turns away from it. So it doesn't get halved again. It's still the full 23. Perfect. Okay. So you've just sort of corrupted some of these flames, and anything else you're doing, or are you sticking put?
Isn't it an action to use this to summon?
This spell is conjure elemental, right?
Yeah.
Krona has spells. Ooh. Ooh.
Conjure Elemental is...
it seems to be an action if you use it as a spell, but
yeah.
I was wondering if I use the
if
quill.
it doesn't
action?
say so on there, then it's what it is as a spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it is an action because as the spell it's
Right,
a
right.
minute, but
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is.
Just saying.
That is that on that.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
I
right
can't
there.
Go anywhere, so.
Tendrils are blighted in there. It's a single-use spell. It's not concentration. So it just sort of takes a chunk of flame away as we move to Ishtava.
Alright. No one's around, so I'm going to speak like this now. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 6th level.
Guiding Bolt at 6th level.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it.
What
is
we
that?
high leveled though.
That's that's plus 12, 15 to hit?
15 to hit. Yeah, you let loose the searing mass of... do your Guiding Bolts take place as light or as sort of like Nebula Cosmos?
Nebula Cosmos.
Yeah. So this almost like gaseous cloud of nebula seeks out from you and just dissipates into the flame.
Doesn't even hit?
Doesn't even...
Do they take half damage? I think they take half damage.
Guiding Bolt's a ranged spell attack, is it not?
Oh, fuck me. I don't need any of these stuff. Okay. Well, then, that's my turn. But my buddy is going to fly, because he has a fly speed.
Absolutely, he does.
And he's going to make 3 attacks on the dragon.
Oh, he's just going to fly, like, up here almost?
Yeah, kind of like at the back.
The
Get
back?
get it from behind.
Get it from behind. That's where I'll put it for now.
Okay.
Because it's got 60-foot fly speed, right?
Yes.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's somewhere here right now.
Okay.
But it can move elsewhere.
It's gonna stay. Wow.
Yeah.
Doing this dragon deer doggy style.
Alright, so first attack is going to be a natural 20, and that's
Ooh!
my attack.
Bite attack? Okay.
Yeah. Krona came to play.
Krona came to protect their
Master.
mistress.
Alright, that's 12. That's 10. That's 10. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Do I add the +9 to the damage?
No, +9 is only to hit.
Okay, so that's 21 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, this is a bite, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, it just like, with its sort of weird bifold mouth, takes a honk out of the wing. You said, how much?
21.
21 points of damage, yes indeed.
Okay, and then the next attack is going to be a hoof. He's gonna curse the
Hoof,
dragon.
yeah. Crunch, flying hoof strike.
Alright, that's a 17 to hit?
17 to hit. The pressure of the wind pressure almost from the heat of this wing just doesn't allow that hoof to get in.
Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. That's not a 17 to hit. That's a... It's worse. So never mind.
Right.
So never mind. I was
No,
adding my
apparently
stats. 26.
26
for the next
For
hit.
which one is this?
This is the horn.
Yeah,
So
the
that-
antler. Whomp. Yeah, it's absolutely gonna hit. I will say you can use any 3 of those, like any combo.
Ooh, perfect.
Wombo combo.
Cool. And they have to make a DC 17 strength saving throw, or be pushed back 15 feet.
Great, of course. Yeah, as it just sort of like headbutts in the air.
That was 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Pink. Yeah,
Cool.
chip it away. Okay. What's the
17 is the
17?
save.
It does have a +10 to strength, so it gets a 19 and doesn't move.
So he just goes.
Like it's more like it's using the flames to help sort of like mold and cauterize the crystalline horn. Like yes, it's a point of damage. It's the same thing of you biting a chip the wrong way.
Nice.
That's the equivalent. This thing stepped on a Lego.
That is my turn.
Okay, and that's Krona's turn as well. So we now go to the flame-given form. And the flame is first going to just whip its long curved neck back around and make this howling noise out into the air as it's going to attempt to exert its frightful presence upon all of you. Krana included.
I'm terrified.
I need a wisdom saving throw from all 4 of you.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Kind of good.
Let's hope. Hey.
Okay. But we got to remember, it's a dragon, so it's probably hard to see.
Wisdom save. As this thing screeches at you.
It's 25. Okay, we're good. We're good.
28.
28. And you two got?
18.
18 and Ystävä?
A 31.
And Krana?
Oh, I gotta roll for. Oh yeah, sorry.
Your aspect has to definitely roll.
They got a.
Didn't think you were gonna have a beast companion, did you?
Yeah, no, I've never worked with a beast companion before, so forgive me for being
Nope.
a little behind.
And this beast companion has a full stat block.
15.
So, 15. Great. So Ünen and Krana, as this thing screeches out into the air, the pair of you each feel this new, strange sensation. And it's this weird guttural reaction to the sight of its like flickering flame tips and the heat, and this horrid intrinsic fear of being caught up and burned in that flame. So both you, Ünen and Krana, are frightened of the flame-given form for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Cool.
But for now, you can neither can't willingly move closer to it, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while it's within your line of sight.
Dope.
So, that's the first part of its turn. It's then going to just, it's gonna just...
That was it, cracking its knuckles.
Yeah. It's gonna rear back a little bit and tilt itself this way.
Why?
And it's just... Why are you doing that? Because you are the one that it blames right now. It's gonna rear its... sort of constrict its neck in on itself. It's gonna almost compress like an accordion. And as it ripples inwards, all these flames glitter and glow from red-orange to yellow to bright white-hot. As that white-hot light condenses and shoots forward out of its mouth in a 90-foot cone.
Oh,
so
no.
all 3 of you are getting caught up in its horrible, horrible fire breath.
Dex.
Each of you, the most classic of saves, the dragon fire breath Dex roll.
Ooh!
Can I see? It's a dex save, but I'm not even gonna try to cast shield. That'd be stupid, Hannah. Why the would I do that? Well, guys, my dex is really good, so just prepare yourselves. Oh.
Nice.
Are you speaking of your
Nice.
character or yourself?
Both? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, guys.
That's a
Krana's safe.
That's great.
Did you crit fail?
That's a 7.
That's a 7.
I am a cleric. I'm not a flip
Okay.
wizard.
A 7. Ünen, what did you get?
Dirty 20.
30-20. And Neverec?
22.
22. Sounds good. All 3 of you failed.
No!
As this torrent of just unearthly white-hot flame blasts over you. You each take 26d6 fire damage.
Wow!
For a total of 86 points of fire damage.
Wow! Ah, yes.
As it just burns this hole in the earth. This just gouge.
Give me that one more time. 86?
It's 86 points of fire damage, provided you are not resistant to it.
Okay.
Am I resistant to fire? I would hope so, but I don't think I am.
Let's find out. As a benefit of your class, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
I have less
don't
points
think I
than I
am.
started with.
I have fewer points than I would like to admit. Thanks.
Dumb.
Ow.
Ouchie.
I
My
should
butthole
be-
hurts.
Resistant to fire damage.
I can't see your subclass. Where would you find your subclass?
I think I texted it to you.
I thought you sent it to me via some other avenue.
It looks like you're trying to find a subclass.
Can I
No,
help
I'm
you with
not.
that?
I'm not resistant to fire damage.
You're not?
No.
That's interesting. Maybe, well, Maybe we'll talk about that.
We'll revisit that later.
That seems incredibly suspect.
Fire
But
damage
sure.
intolerant.
86.
86 points of fire damage for the bulk of you.
Mommy.
And then it is just going to
Snicker.
take a big fat leap, leaving Krana flying up about here at this point. It's going to take a big leap with its wings, just jet up into the air, almost jump 10, 15 to right back here. Okay. That's the Flame Given Form's turn. We now start with Ünen. Top round 2.
Fantastic. Okay. Right.
No good. Not the wizard right there.
So for my bonus action, I call my weapon back to me.
I knew this was coming.
This is
So at this point, Neverec, I will have you roll a strength save for me because you're standing there, literally flesh, godly resemblance for flesh,
Dirty
scorched. You hold on to you're holding onto this hammer. It's just not what you like to do, and you feel this almost magnetism, this like pull of it pulling somewhere else, just ripping you backwards. Are you holding on?
Holding on.
Okay, with that 20 on the strength, I will add you take a grip, you feel the ride as you are just lifted through the air, whomp, dragged right back, sort of skittering through the earth to Ünen here, as the hammer's like the bulk of the hammer's head is now sort of like bonk in your hand.
And I will let go at this moment as well.
Are you okay?
I'm a little worse for wear, but I'm fine.
I'm not great.
Sizzling, smelling like old country buffet while you're just sitting here.
Fuck me. Right.
Just kill the thing. I've got it.
I'm gonna take it. Take my weapon. Say, good boy.
Pat you on the way by.
And it's so far away now.
Yep.
That's okay. I'm a spell sniper.
And this, if we're talking in, how this was all like ember-filled, difficult terrain, this is like almost hard to look at. It's that like heated. This just specifically where this strange symbol starts, which isn't actually there, right? That's just the map.
The map. I will fly.
Okay.
Forward.
How far can you go?
My speed is 30.
Okay.
So I'm going. God fucking damn it. I'm gonna. Move forward.
Okay.
I'll fly. I guess. Where was I here? 10, 20, 30.
So you're up here, basically.
Yeah. I'll say that.
So it's
It's way out of range of anything I can fucking do. And I'm gonna keep going. I'll use my action to dash. And I'll do 10, 20, 30, but also kind of like try to be up a little bit higher. I'm gonna try to like be away
perfect.
from them.
Just flying forward, making yourself a target,
Yeah,
basically.
kind of like up and off.
And drifting, sort of staring at it all the while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgive me. Is Second Wind a bonus action? I for
Yes.
some reason don't have that on my.
Yes. Yes, I believe. In fact, I don't believe it's an action at all. Let me check.
Yeah,
But I think you can just choose to do it. Oh no, it is a bonus action. It seems like. That's the hit point one. Yeah, you use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Diggity dope.
It's action surge
That's
is.
the kind of like it is its own thing. Right.
I'll go beyond 100%.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Give him hitty point.
Okay, yeah, just sort of take a deep.
I rolled a fucking 1.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So I regain 21 hit points.
21 hit points. Great. That's hit points. That's hit points. And there are at least 2 healers on the battlefield now, so
That's true.
that's the tea on that. Okay, so you've just sort of flown through, you pushed yourself a little further, and then you took a big sort of breath of recovery breathing there, and staunched some of your wounds. Is that it for you?
I gird my loins.
You gird your loins. We move to Neverec now. Neverec the Toasty. Neverec the Extra Crispy.
Nevrik the Cinder, son of Sindar.
Just change our name to Snap, Crackle, and Pop, because we are crispy.
But you've got some range on you at this point. As this languid... Oh, just quickly, as we're switching turns, it's going to use one of its little legendary actions. Its 2 sort of slitted, glowing eyes will flash briefly as it rolls to detect something.
Detect massive cock, it finds it. It's the deer.
it's the deer. Yeah, okay, cool.
It's just
While you're thinking,
Yeah.
Marquee Gaming, hello. Thanks for the raid. Hello,
Oh
everybody.
my goodness,
Welcome.
hello!
We're fighting a dragon, a fire dragon.
essentially the first dragon. So,
It hath not physical form, but it takes the shape of anger and flame, and they here to put it out. They're here to put out the fire.
it's getting pretty physical with us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is not. Well, it hasn't touched you yet. It just breathed.
Like, it's
just
like
breathed.
it's like a vibe physical. It's a physical vibe.
It failed the vibe check.
Like,
Is that
I
what
hear
mean?
the song "Let's Get Physical,"
Sure.
and it's, you know,
It's
like,
there enough.
assault doesn't have to, like, the charge of assault does not
Yeah.
actually require you to be physically.
Well, this is
hit.
definitely getting charged with arson before it's getting charged with assault.
No, I mean, like, it's
Assault and arson?
Yeah, you could like yell at somebody, and that could be considered assault. My wife's in law school.
I'd like to cry. Where are we at, Nevrik?
Yeah, so first thing I'm gonna do is I gotta
Strum my guitar.
first thing I'm gonna do is use my bonus action
Okay.
to cast Blade of Disaster. And it's gonna be
Okay, we're going there
Blade of
that quickly.
Disaster.
That felt really good when you said that. Can you say it again?
Blade of Disaster.
That's, just for the chat, that's the first 9th level spell we have really seen in use so far.
Welcome to Bards of
Okay.
Big Dicks.
You fucking blasted me in the face with the fucking
Fire?
fire.
Okay,
yeah.
so where are you summoning the blade?
I'm surprised you're not just
Within
casting
60
it.
feet of
within.
you.
Well, I can do it up to 120 feet away from myself. It's range.
I see
As long as I
60.
see, that's what I just read. Hold on. It says its range is 120 feet.
If that's D&D Beyond, I will trust the Oracle at that point.
Hold on.
Boom, 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 boom. This is about to get very nasty. I've never seen this spell cast, and
Oh, but it does say. I don't get it.
I'm checking D&D Beyond right now because the thing I see, yeah, it's 60 feet.
Well, how far away is it?
Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You can get it here.
It's like halfway.
So then,
But then it moves on its own. As another bonus action, you can move it up to 30 feet and make 2 melee attacks with it.
It's basically just like a
It's
Uber,
it's a
divine
rift in
weapon.
space that he's wielding as a sword.
But like it works
well
as
then
like
I'll
a
move closer.
Okay.
First.
spiritual weapon.
So you're moving into the oh, you're flying, right?
I'll fly.
Okay.
Of course, I
10,
will walk on top
20,
of the fire.
30. Yeah, you're just like drifting sort of like
Yeah.
5 or so feet above the. It's hot below you, but that's about as far as you can get with that, which will put the planar rift 10, 20, 30, or if we die in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You can get it like here on this level.
Close.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll put it there, and then for my
Okey-dokey.
action.
Where'd the minis go? Yes, we'll use this though. We'll use it for one of my fun dice. Put it. this basically you just like. How do you cast your spells? Can you describe what that looks like for us?
Spellcasting is going to come from. I feel like that's more. He takes energy, builds it up in between the Brisinga. No.
Yeah, but
kind of like that.
Like,
but like
the channeling of elemental.
Yeah,
like,
and bringing it all together and then
like
shaping it into what his
Yeah.
imagination decides it's going to be.
Right.
And then he throws it out.
You're just summoning this energy, imbued with that essence of you must fear me. You will fear this, and you cast it out. And instead of it almost just like lobbing the energy and having the energy stay there, the energy you throw out almost tears a hole in the air. And the hole is shaped like this long, slender, sharp-looking diamond in which you can see like writhing light in complete pitch darkness. This literal rift between planes that now just hovers there. Okay.
Then I will use my action to cast Hold Monster through the Staff of Power on him.
So here's where we have to make a quick rule pit stop and decide something as a table, because I'd like your guys' input on this, because I've never been sold on this. The main rule is if you're casting a spell from yourself, you can only cast one cantrip and one spell slot spell a turn. Even if they're both actions. I know you're casting it through
the Blade of Disaster is a bonus action.
Right, but it's about spending spell slots. It's not about action economy.
And then, so I can't use it through the Staff of Power.
So that's what I'm about to ask, is that, because this is technically coming from the item that you have imbued within you, right? Do we want to rule that if you're casting a spell from an item, it is not beholden to those same rules?
I would say that makes sense.
Right? It's like using an action to like flick a flashlight
The whole point
on, right?
of having like an extra thing is that it is extra. Like,
right.
You can.
And even though this is built into you, it's
spell slots. Spell slots are quantifying a energy usage.
No, I absolutely
if you're not
see it.
using a spell slot, you're not using energy.
Well, but that's where things break down, because the rule in the rule book says you can only use one spell slot spell and one cantrip spell, and I guarantee you some people have applied that to spells used from items, blah 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 blah. But I think I prefer it this way. I think
especially
it makes
God
sense.
level.
Yeah. Okay. Then I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page there and know that going forward. So even though it's the item that is built into you, or the item that is built into you, it's still coming from like that free expendable source. Yeah. So I'm
just
all
got
here
86
for it.
points of damage, all of us. So.
Yeah. Ouch.
That is.
Yeah.
Gonna be a wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
Okay. What's the DC?
It is gonna be. Is it my spell save DC?
Yes, it is.
It's a 19 then.
A 19? And that's a wisdom, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
big, dense.
What is it? That's an 11. So it's gonna as the magic sort of wends into it and begins to take hold, it'll and this sort of like flare of heat haze will ripple around it and back into it, almost distorting the landscape around it as it uses one of its legendary resistances for the day. So it will succeed.
You gotta knock him down. It's a good move. Good move.
All right.
Listen. It's a resource that it has that it's now expending. My beverage is over there. I can see it. I can see it, chat. I just don't. I'm not. No.
Swallow your spit.
Ew.
Hydrate.
It's not a great thing for a parent to say to a kid.
Just swallow your spit.
That is the turn.
Well, it does. It's not a. It gets something on a failure, right?
No.
Oh.
It's if it succeeds. If it fails, it's paralyzed. If it succeeds.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So that means every single turn it could roll a wisdom save. If it had failed to then succeed again. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a dope spell.
So we then move on to Ishtava.
Okay. Mass cure wounds.
Okay.
First order of business.
Stop.
Was that MAS, as in like the Spanish word for more?
Moss
Cure
cure
wounds.
wounds. I'm going to, with my cloak, I have a 60-foot
moss.
fly speed. So I'm
Yeah.
going to 10, 20, 30 right here. So I can get everyone. And I am going to do the moss cure wounds. Live moss.
Live moss. Okay.
Your moss.
So your cloak, that's what its daily ability is the flying. Got it. Okay, so everyone's flying, so the fire doesn't matter.
Flying. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Fuck me then.
Cracking nice.
25 points of healing for everyone.
Great. Okay.
I'll take it.
How does your healing manifest? Is it all mostly like that nebula?
It's
Sort of
like,
the god sleep?
you know, like glitter, but like it's dark glitter. and
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah,
of like
it's Hot Topic
dusty.
glitter.
Yes,
Yeah.
that like kind of
I make
out.
glitter.
It like comes out of where out of
Yeah.
the cloak, and it just like fills
It's like
your nose
edgy
and
glitter
eyes.
bomb opening videos. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Just sort of sort of shimmering around you and healing some of those singe marks all over you.
Yep.
Edgy glitter bomb was my
Nickname in high school?
We are
Wow.
Edgy Glitter Bomb!
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Then
And that's your action.
that is my action.
Scrolls through spell list the size of a fucking
No.
small novel.
Well, I'm thinking about
Yeah.
casting Sanctuary on me or Neverec, but I'm not sure if that's really beneficial. I am going
say
to.
from
That's
the
my
eyes of
turn. I'm going to like kind of fly. Imagine up 30 feet. I don't know if we have a little thing of it.
We'll go on 2 dice.
We'll get some.
We'll get like the dice
clear
containers.
thing. So I'm up 30 feet, and then I'm going to send Krana
Okay.
to. I have a question about the weather.
The weather
weather like?
is grey and cloudy. Not so good.
That's
the clouds are
fantastic.
hot. They are not rain clouds, but they are burgeoning above.
Uh-huh.
balmy
Okay.
120 degrees.
Would you say it's stormy conditions?
There's no storm in the area.
I
Alright,
can make
alright,
it
alright,
stormy
alright.
conditions
That's
next
okay.
time around.
I'm gonna do it
It's
for
what the
you
English
already.
would call bright weather.
I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Sad.
Okay, Krana just does what Krana does, right? And sort of this light sort of glimmers and fractals its way through those antlers that then gathers in a bolt of lightning between the horns, which shoots up
Yes.
and forms this swirling storm cloud. Where is it centered?
Oh, right over the dragon.
Right over the. Okay, that's easy. So it just rolls there, and then Krana, I imagine, is calling down a bolt, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
again, the horns light up and this arc of lightning. You want that again?
Yes, please.
You want that again? Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a professional, please. The horns light up that call forth this like white bolt of light that streaks down onto the dragon, onto the flame-given form. That's a dex save, I imagine, right?
Yes it is.
Ooh. That's a 10. And it's gonna take it, because it's not focused on you.
Oh yes, take it. Okay.
Have you seen the video, just a brief off-topic moment, have you seen the video of that woman who finds a bunch of different off-brand versions of common items? Case in point, the off-brand name for Kit Kat is Take It.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my god.
Are they free?
I hope
If they're
so.
free, that's hilarious.
I hope so.
Just fucking like walk down the aisle and somebody's just like, just take it.
26 points of lightning
Lightning
damage.
26 points, yeah, it just sort of bolts into the flame and you see it conduct its way. I'm refraining from using that word as much as I can today. You understand me? I pulled this map out and I was like, no, it's not lava, it's flame. Do you understand me? So yeah, the bolt just sort of conducts its way through all the opalescent fire there, and it takes the 26 points of fire damage, or of lightning damage rather.
If you kill Ünen, I will come back as Dr. Evil, the god.
Great. Great.
Dr. God Evil. He's an artificer.
And that, my boy is gonna fly 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Kind of like so that they're like on the, oh, thank you, on the side. not in there.
Flanking.
Yep, that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Gotta get a spread eagle
That's
going.
So it's sort of galloping through the air, having called that bolt of lightning down, and it looks back towards you
We can't group.
and gives you a hefty, like, six-eyed. This like
Roll
weird.
its eyes.
Yeah.
I love him.
This little strange cry through the air.
love it.
Okay, we then move to the flame. Given form, bro. Okay, it is going to do a couple of things.
Forguff.
It's going to fly
GF. Forguff.
through the air, landing, boom, right back there.
God.
And it is going to make 3 attacks against you, Ünen, having determined you as the greatest immediate threat.
He's got the most hit points.
So one of its weird long arms of like just writhing fire lashes out, almost cat-like at you with a claw attack, and that's going to be a 35 to hit.
What's your armor class, bud?
Double my armor class still hits.
Still hits. Great. So that's gonna be 18 points of magical slashing damage.
I think you forgot we were at level 1.
No.
I was used to playing at level 7 from our other campaign.
And this is and what is that? 14 points of fire damage for a total of 32 points of damage.
I'm just keeping track on the calculator.
Yep.
Just keep them coming, baby.
Yep, so that's the first slash.
Yep.
Second is it's going to lunge down and take a bite at you. That's a 19 to hit.
It hits.
It's a 19 to hit. Okay, you take 21 points of piercing damage. Yep, 21 points of piercing damage. That's it. That takes a chomp out of you.
Okay.
Because I got the fire damage backwards, but that's okay. It all got rolled out. And then it's going to swing again with its claw.
Okay.
Which is a 31 to hit.
Yep.
And with that final claw, that is 21 points of slashing damage. Whomp! Crunch! And it's less. When it hits you, its claws sort of pass through you. You can feel their sharpness, and obviously the heat, the flame, scorches through you, but it doesn't even really have that much physical corporation to it. And that's what it's gonna do for now. That's the Flame Given Form's turn. So we start at the top of round 3 with Ünen.
Battle was so short with 4.
You gotta think.
Yeah,
5 beings.
good. This is how I mostly have played D&D with like 3 to 4 people, and this is how combat rolls.
Solid amount of damage. Ünen, who up to this point was still like looking like the drow-esque form, cringes down in pain, and as he looks up, that form drifts away and he's in his true godly form, eyes bright.
Right, just like divinity unleashed, pure opalescent energy and force, and those gleaming eyes. Okay, Unen's unbridled.
We're gonna
The
try.
seatbelts are undone.
We're gonna try some shit, okay? Cause you hurt me.
It's that song from the Ragnarok trailer. That like is the most expensive song they had to pay for ever.
Led Zeppelin will do it to you.
Yep.
It's actually also in the beginning of the movie too.
There's a ton in the movie.
So,
I mean, they paid much for it, so.
They gotta use it.
Ünen is going to go to swing at it.
Okay. With the hammer? With the God Core Warhammer?
But as the hammer is forward, all of the power of the God Core is going to
okay.
quickly recede back into his arm, as if it was kind of like a juke
Yeah.
out, and Iron Man style
Unibeam.
Unibeam. We're doing the unmaking.
Yep. Firing the unmaking. What's the range on that?
It is a 60-foot
Okay, good.
cone, and he's in my face.
Yeah, and he is right in your face. So
I
just,
know
like,
that D&D count says you still have to roll, but this guy's gonna get it.
He's getting hit. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
So you, like, just that beautiful feint, the swing that then fluctuates back in with that sort of swerving motion to curb the power within you before the god core reforms and unleashes that almost pure creation energy directly in this thing's face. So what's the save on that?
It's a dex save.
What is the save?
21.
It did get a 24.
Damn.
So it like just banks its face to the side, but it's still getting scrabbled by this.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna use the aid of a die roller because it is
a buckload of damage.
10d10 force damage.
Straight to the nose.
The schnoz.
I forgot to roll. Okay.
I might go back to my old favorite.
It's not a lot. I'm kind of upset. I rolled low. 46.
46 points total.
22.
Yep.
23.
Its atoms sort of ripple out of its face. The flames almost become singular particles as it tilts its head away. 26, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It still moves some of that, right?
Say again?
The unmaking displaces particles. Am I incorrect? So it's pushed a certain way.
And 100% does that. But I mean, it's moved a foot in a random direction for each point of damage taken.
Okay, so roll
on a
me,
failed save, or half as much on a success.
So roll me a d6.
Yep. 4.
4. 4. Where am I? Okay. Yep. It's pushed
23.
26 feet this way.
26. Oh, yikes.
10. It's like basically here. Whoops.
It's not what I wanted.
Ystävä goes, hey.
Hi. You're literally like your world is brightened as you are directly under its wingspan.
Just back it.
You moved it farther away from the blade that I was about to use.
LOL. It's cold.
Hell yeah. Okay. Nice. We are going to.
Nice on.
Cool. So it's particles rearrange back a few 26 feet to the southeast. Anything else?
Yeah. Godcore reforms into Warhammer and movement speed of 30.
Yeah, you can get right up close to
we're
it.
just.
Yep.
I'm getting right back into it. Getting in that schnoz.
You getting that schnoz? Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I don't really have a kind of thing. So yeah. That's
Okay. It's going to use one of its legendary actions using 2 of the charges for its wing attack, and it's going to whomp its wings down towards itself and lift itself into the air. So all 3 of you are going to need...
Too late to use a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
That's right.
I need a dex save
I'm gonna get
from the 3 of
bitch
you.
slapped by a dragon. Okay, well,
Did you not 20? Okay, cool.
Got an 11.
I can't take any more damage.
And you said this was a dex save?
A dex save, yes.
Cool.
What did you get?
11. Oh.
11.
11.
22.
Or I'm sorry, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Done.
Let me see what the thing is. Okay, cool, that's what I got. So, Neverec, with that natural 20, you sort of managed to turn your back to it. And actually, on a success, you don't take anything. In this instance. So you just sort of like brace yourself against the buffeting hot wind. But the pair of you each take a little bit of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. If you're flying, you fall.
Oh, damn.
So you take 29 points of bludgeoning damage from the initial wing beat.
You said it a little bit.
2d6 plus 10. That's a little bit for the dragon here. And then you fall down. The pair of you, which isn't that far.
29.
29, yeah. 29 points of damage. And then you fall down. Let's see, what is it? As you hit the ground prone, you take another 2 points of damage. Your gods, you don't have to take that as much falling damage as you necessarily would, but
You can get thrown through shit.
you're on the ground. It then gets to move half of its moving speed as it jumps into the air with the wing beat. And it's going to 5, 10, 20, 30. It just moves back that way.
Oh, good. Oh, now it's closer to the sword. So.
Okay. That's the end of your turn. We go to Neverec.
And make 2 attacks.
With the blade?
Blade.
So this hovering dimensional rift in the form of a sharp-edged thing swings. Right? I think it... What's the... This is a really hefty spell. Yep. You make a melee spell attack with the blade.
Let's count. Okay, that'll do it. So the first one...
You didn't happen to get an 18 naturally on any of them?
Nope.
Okay.
First one was 16 and the second one was a 5, so...
16 total and 5 total?
I don't know what to add to it.
To your melee, it's the same spell attack bonus, so it's proficiency plus your spellcasting ability.
Okay.
I think, given your high level, they should both clap by this point. But
Yeah.
maybe not the second one.
Efficiency and you said
Spellcasting, so intelligence, right?
Intelligence
modifier.
11.
It's 5 plus 11. So
11. So the first one hits, the second one does not. The second blow, it sort of like glances through the incorporeal part of the fire. But on the first one, that's 4d12 force damage.
Do you need more, baby?
I'll take some. I don't want to use Dan's.
Dan, if you're watching this VOD,
Sorry.
Bad
your
juju,
dice are
dude.
cursed.
Bad juju. Dan, you know it as well as anyone.
Alright, that's 12, 8, 8, and 1.
12, 8, 8, 1.
16 plus 12 is 20. Sorry, wow.
16 plus 12?
It's 28. 29?
28.
Is that right? So then plus 1 is 29.
29. Yeah, that this rift just carves space into this dragon's being for 29 points of force damage. Okay, and the second one sort of dissipates through. Are you moving anywhere? Are you doing anything else? 'Cause I believe that's your bonus action.
Yeah.
So you can do something else.
So I will then.
Got any buffs for me?
Any buffs? Did you get hit?
No, I didn't mean healing.
Oh, you meant those kind of buffs.
It was just a thought. You can do whatever you gotta do.
The only thing I could do is make us resistant to an element, but that's the element of the emotional thing I rolled. And
Which
that would
is
be
fear?
lightning damage. Yeah, so that's not very helpful.
Okay.
To fire.
You're good.
What I will do. Wait, sorry, I was looking. What the fuck did I do with my? I was planning things and then I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Where are you?
No worries.
Around, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Ystävä, you know you're up next with
I've
Krana
got plan A, plan
flanking
B, plan
suit.
C.
I'm gonna cast Simulacrum.
Oh,
Gesundheit.
Okay.
7th level. And this is going to create an illusory duplicate of the beast that's in front of us.
Well, it isn't a beast.
What is it?
It's either a dragon or an elemental, depending on what you want.
so I can't use that.
You can duplicate any. You can duplicate
I can
any of the three of you,
or Krana.
no, not Krana. Krana counts as celestial.
I'll duplicate Ünen.
Duplicate Ünen.
Is that
okay?
Another tune-in?
Thrunen.
So this is a wild one, guys. Where's that little box of minis? Down here.
Yep.
So, for those of you at home who've never gotten to play a campaign with this ridiculous amount of spells, and we're using a copy of our friend Ryujin here to do this, this is how it feels. This lasts until it's dispelled, and it can take actions and be otherwise affected as a normal creature. It appears to be the same as you, Ünen, with half your original hit point maximum, and formed without any equipment. Otherwise, it uses all the statistics of the creature it duplicates, except that it's a construct. So it has access to every ability that you have. If you have any spells to cast.
Including the god core?
No, because that's an item. So it doesn't have any gear.
Yeah.
So it's plain Ünen. Plain Ünen, with all your racial traits and everything. So where are you summoning it?
I'll summon it on this side of the dragon.
I lied to you. It's at touch, so it's gonna come up.
Oh, next to me.
Yeah, because you touch whatever you're making it of. So like, it's basically this earth and ember filled, glowing, almost smoldering copy of floating Ünen just standing next to you. You've summoned an elemental, basically. It's just of your godmate.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
And
it acts on your turn in combat.
Oh, so next turn or this turn?
This turn. So it acts now. It's
Okay,
like Krana, right?
I'll have it make an attack. Or I'll have Thrunen make an attack.
Thrunen! Okay. So it flies the 10, 20, 30 feet. Right up next.
It don't got no weapons though.
It can punch.
Punch. So, and by attack you mean attack action.
Yeah.
Just 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Shall I? I'll just roll.
If you could do it, that would be wonderful.
You're just unloading them all?
Yeah.
First one is going to be 18 plus 18.
Yes. Mega hit.
Should I keep rolling? I'm going to just roll to see how many hit, and then I'll do hit points after.
Yeah.
So the first one hits. Second one is like 33.
Yep.
Third one. This bitch is rolling better than I am!
It hits.
It hits. And then last one. Oh, it probably
13 plus
31.
18.
Yes. Yep. All 4 of these. So this is basically unarmed attacks, right? Unless you have any bonuses as
Oh yeah. I guess it is unarmed attacks.
Yeah.
So it would be.
It's what, a D4 plus.
Is it a
strength?
D4?
Yeah. Because anything that isn't a monk, it stays as a D4.
I thought it was just 1. You know, rules as written, it's 1 plus strength.
Is it?
Right?
Mm-hmm. Chat,
Unless you have like.
You're
proficiency.
right. I'm thinking of improvised weapon.
Yeah. I'm okay with this because
yeah,
it does mean that each punch is 10 damage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That. Yeah, and you're right. I just found the rules as well. 1 plus a strength modifier. Great. Yep.
Cool. So 40
Boom,
points of
boom,
damage.
boom, boom. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Just whomp. These blows, magical blows coming from almost the substance that this creature, this conjuring has made itself, just blowing back into it for 40 points of damage.
I don't know why I used the God Core. I should have just unloaded my
Fists.
8 possible attacks
It's
with the fucking hammer, not even fists.
Yeah. Wow. That's nuts. That's the most damage that has happened around so far. Is Thrunen throwing hands as well as.
Is it possible for me to still fly up?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just your movement.
Okay. So I would like to do that.
So you're flying upwards. How much?
Just like. That's.
The full 30.
Yeah, do the full 30.
Just big one. Double duty here. No, we won't. You're 30 feet in the air. Okay, and that's where you're ending your turn?
Yes.
Okay, the Flame-given form is going to use its last legendary action for the round and whip its tail around at this new threat, the copy of its old threat, and make a tail attack against Thrunen. So what's half your hit point maximum?
I'm doing that right now because I don't want to do the math. It's it's going to be like 136.
It does hit, I think. That's a 24 to hit. It has an armor class of 17. Right? Yeah, without any equipment. Got it. So it's gonna hit. It's gonna wallop this Thrunen with the tail, and that isn't too much damage, I don't think, in the real world. That's 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
That's this thing.
So he's at 118.
Yeah. Okay, it's got a lot of health. Great. So we now move on to Ystävä. Ystävä and Krana, the tag team.
Like Voldemort in the first movie, I glide back up from being on the ground.
It's like almost as if there was no body in the cave, right? The cave itself just like...
Yep, exactly.
Right, crook in hand.
You mean after sucking the blood of the unicorn?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
you look like a badly made 2000s high-budget puppet.
Hey,
with a
that
cloak
scared
on.
the shit
Oh,
out
as a
of
kid.
I couldn't watch those scenes,
I'm
thank you
sure
very
it
much.
would still scare me.
Honestly.
And if I saw somebody, if that was exactly that scene, but they had colored the inside of that cloak of the cosmos, I'd be pooping myself. So,
I'd be pooping my pants.
I am the Baba Yaga.
yeah.
All right,
literally.
so I stand back up, and then I'm going to fly over to Ünen. Are you still on the ground?
I haven't got my turn
Unen's
yet.
plastic,
20,
bro.
30. All right, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead at the dragon. My
Which is
favorite.
basically, fuck your life. Bing bang. Right?
Wisdom save,
Wisdom
please.
save. Okay.
But if he succeeds,
That's
I
a.
don't think it's happening.
No, it's
That's an 15,
Fail.
Ooh.
and it's not gonna flash it. It's not gonna legendary resistance it yet.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh.
You like Bing Bong?
22, 23,
Huh?
27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 points of necrotic damage.
Bing.
I will see you
Yeah,
in God's sleep.
It just like rattles as starlight kind of glitters around it and whirls into it for a moment, making those flames fluctuate. Digs its head into the earth, making sparks fly. It takes those, 30?
30, did I say 31? Wait.
31?
22,
I think you did.
26, 27.
Anybody in the chat?
33.
33,
Yeah.
right. Ooh! Okay, yeah, that smacks. That's, yeah, you rattle its very cellular structure here.
Okay.
And its flames are now
And let's be
flickering
clear.
wildly.
Cantrip.
Cantrip. Scaled cantrip. Level 20, guys. It's not a joke. Okay.
And then for my bonus action,
Please.
I'm going to grab your hammer.
What's the quote from Dr. Horrible? I believe the quote is directly, "The hammer is my penis." That's in the script, so...
And cast
I'm going to grab your
holy
hammer.
weapon on it. So you get
Oh shit!
an
The
extra
holy
2d8
hammer.
radiant damage on a hit.
You
And
were asking me for buffs.
your weapon emits bright light at a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. So,
So
you're a big ol' star.
this
Big
as-
shining star.
Your like almost
Better go
nebulous
ahead.
magic wends its way in, like winds into the liquid of this hammer. Your hammer now glows with brilliant, shining emerald opalescence. It's like glowing as if you had taken some of Ishtava's cosmos and imbued it with the light that comes from your own being, and it's now wreathed through the hammer.
Good.
When I put my hand on the hammer, I go, "Do your worst." And I wipe my hand.
Where's ye oldie fucking hand sanitizer? Good God. 99.9% of germs need exterminating now.
And then I'm going to fly back 30 feet this way.
Cool. I'll give you another die if you want it. Was that 30 feet from Ünen?
Yeah,
It's at the corner of this thing.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what the hell? Yeah.
Can't see round the wing.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. And then Krana is going to,
Get flanked.
Climb in its asshole.
you know, I was gonna have him heal me, but
He has some pretty formidable healing power.
yeah.
Given that he was raised by a
Yeah.
cleric.
Yeah. You know, I am gonna have him cast.
Killed by a fighter, raised by a
heal on me.
Okay.
I don't think heal is a bonus action, but let me just double check.
Definitely.
It's not.
Be it.
It's a level fucking.
It's huge.
Sometimes they are, sometimes
You're right.
You're
I don't know about
fair.
that one.
it's an action.
It's an action.
Okay, because I need those points because I'm about down.
They're only-
So that's Crom's
Yep.
action.
It just turns to you. Well, it has to get within 60 feet of you, which it is not currently. So move it. 20, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah?
It can move one back from that. Yep, right there.
Okay.
So it just sort of, you basically give it I imagine most of your communication is telepathic, probably
Yep.
between. Yeah, like, help me! And this Krana gallops again through the skies.
I need res. I'm tapped.
And as it gets close to you, Madam, you will not fall in my presence. And its chin tips back, the antlers glitter and glow with that fractaline light, which surges around you, giving you 70 hit points.
Damn.
Good.
Just
good. And those are my turns.
cool. We go back to the flame-given form here that is writhing in erratic bursts of sparks and flame. It's gonna tilt, and it recharged effectively, so it's gonna let out another burst of fire. It's what now, instead of that singular beam of white hot light, it's just sparks and this widespread conical explosion that just wreathes the area, almost rending the earth from the ground. So that's gonna be another fat fucking dex save from all four of you.
Am I not flying high enough to?
It's a 90-foot cone.
It's a 90-foot cone.
I'm pretty. To argue.
Chat.
You're getting.
I'm fairly close to it.
If you want to give me a
Cones
motive
don't
inspiration.
start at 90 feet; they go out.
Yeah, but
I
you're
am also
still-
down on the ground, away from it.
Okay. This is a big spirit dragon. It's hitting you with a 90-foot cone.
A big spirit
But I'm also doing it at disadvantage
It's just a flame.
because I'm prone.
And
Can I do it at
frightened. Oh, it's an ability check. It's just disadvantage regularly. Yeah, there ain't no getting out of this one. You're right in front of its mouth.
I also forgot I was frightened,
I had
and I
an
technically
ankle.
couldn't have moved closer to it.
I forgot that too. So we're clean.
Got it.
We're clean.
Dope.
And so is Krana, so it can't take a move forward either. But you should also be rolling at the end of each of your turns to end that. So
I got a 4.
you got a 4.
I got a 9.
Roll again for me as well.
Why?
Because of this one.
Even worse.
I also got a
Great.
4.
23.
23. All 4 of you still fail.
Yeah, I figured because I got a 22 last time and failed.
My heart.
Okay.
Like I said, he forgot we were at level 1.
This is not that high. You're at level 20.
Like
or
level
level
1
one.
of an epic game.
Yeah, this isn't that much higher than you.
Keep blasting these at the wizard.
Where's Woody when you need him?
It's 93 points of fire damage
Thank God I healed.
as this column blasts through. And
Fernan is at 25.
I'm at 21.
Just gonna say that out loud.
It's okay, guys. I'll get you on the next
Okay.
on the next one.
Okay.
I
You
You
got
wanna know what
plan.
I'm at?
what?
8.
8.
Move.
Okay.
Get out.
God of Emotions is
I'll see you in the God Sleep.
in
I'll see you
trouble.
in the afterlife.
So that's all it's going to do, though. That's because it's not going to move away. It's enraged right now. Those sparks are glittering around itself. Its body is like flickering and contracting, almost glitching. It's like the flame is sputtering and reaching out. And there's this column in the ground that just got scorched out. As we move on to top of the round again with Ünen.
I get up. Am I technically?
You can hit it. You can hit
Okay.
it. It's huge. You can hit it.
Thank you.
Sorry, its size is gargantuan, so you're within range.
For the sake of argument, I'd like to elevate myself.
Yep. Just like 15 feet.
Swing, swang, chitty, chitty, bang, bang.
Swing, swang. Give me those hits. Those at least 4 hits, or at least 4 strikes. Is that a 20 or a crit fail?
No.
Okay, we're gonna roll for damage for it. But keep going.
Do you want me to roll the damage now?
Yeah, probably.
That's fair. And is it for Thunen?
You bet.
I kill it.
Because
Thrunen's dead.
Okay, you basically swing.
That's 9. 13. Oh well. Yep, you know, I actually exactly. I got
Exactly
25
kill it?
points of damage,
Okay.
and he had 25 hit
So
points.
you swing.
I'm sorry.
Well,
It's okay, I can always put it back
yeah,
together.
you swing and basically it like has one of its bristling, sparking, slitted eyes focused on you, and you just basically phase through it. You don't come into contact with anything solid, so you end up swinging straight into Thrunen, who gets wordlessly knocked down. The light fades from the embers around its face, but it doesn't dissipate. It literally just falls over.
Cool.
It is.
It is a thing.
It's
until
a
dispelled.
perpetual thing now.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It could exist forever.
It could exist forever.
it's 271.
But that was attack 1.
Yep. All right. 31.
31.
Yep.
That's gonna hit. Roll me for damage, and I'm gonna ask for damage before each one of these.
Right. We have a 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage?
Yep.
Okie dokie. So you bring your hammer down and in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Plus
let me
6, so 27 points of
27?
damage because of the holy weapon.
How would you like to do this?
Wait, don't kill it.
Fucking kill it.
It's too late.
Something
for
How would you like
that.
to do this?
Shit.
After is this my second hit? This is my second swing.
First swing
after
clobbered through it.
After hitting through and kind of having a weird moment of existential crisis that we're gonna push back for later.
We'll deal with this later.
Put it in a box.
Like, did I enjoy that?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the
that
box that's
painful?
marked fetish question mark.
Ew.
We will unpack that later. But knowing that this needs to end, doing a kind of a downward arc and hitting the hammer into the
Up
jaw,
and under?
jaw,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, you just Thrunen goes down, and then keeping the momentum up. One handed initially, second hand for additional impact, and clomp! I can see the triple replay, like hit, camera change, hit, camera change, hit. The hammer breaks through the like fiery construct of this thing's huge, wild serpentine head, shatters through the top of it, sparks jetting everywhere as this thing rears back and sort of like buckles in on itself. Fire still sort of rending and writhing here. And it begins to like sizzle a little bit.
as Ünen stands there, he looks down at it and says, "There. Now you can sleep."
As you say the words, "now you can sleep," its eyes swings wide open, this bright yellow white light, as it almost spaghettifies. It like thins out and stretches out, almost like a more Eastern style of dragon, but still in this strange languid shape. It stretches out and up into the red clouded sky, wraps itself around itself and around itself and around itself and around itself until its head is right in the middle of its coiled, writhing body, and with a the eye glows bright and expands over the entire thing 3 times, this sort of spherical shape, until it's just a disc of white, hot yellow light. It's like a sun just sitting in this burnt cloud sky. So I'm gonna move this because it's gone.
God.
And from the sun, boom, 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 these 5 jets of searing flame hurtle down to the battlefield. We're gonna take 15 minutes and come back for phase 2 of the Flame Given form.
Oh, God.
Get a snack, get a drink, go to the bathroom. We are not done yet. See you after break at about, let's say an even like 5 past 8, whenever our media ends, basically.
I'm unwell.
Yep. I'm sweating.
See you soon, kids.
Goodbye.
For my death.
My name is Aurelius Zeff, the protector of Nauden, a small whaling village on an island off the coast. I lived my life as anyone should. I cared for my friends, loved my family, forgave my rivals, and built a home to be proud of, a home worth protecting. One day, when I was out whaling, the weather was foul, and the gods' whims must have been wrathful that day, for they sent a wave, bigger than the tallest mountain on Nauden, straight towards the tiny island, to seemingly wipe it off the face of existence. In an act of desperation, I turned my small boat and headed straight on for the wave. I wasn't driven by rage, or the lust for glory, or the pride of trying to best a divine being's whim. I was driven by the deepest feeling someone could have. Love. Love for my home. Those rivals I forgave. The friends I cherished, and the family I raised, for they all would surely perish under this Armageddon. So I gripped my harpoon, and I sailed directly into this beast of a wave, and gave up everything I am to protect this beautiful, insignificant village. I gave up my body, and the strength that I built my home with. And I gave up the memories of my life, my friends, my family. They all became strangers passing in my dreams. I gave up everything, down to my soul, and to spare this island, and to stop that beast from taking it away. And now, as the shepherdess takes me, I can only hope that my sacrifice is enough for the unfeeling gods to notice and spare this small village, this small, insignificant village. My name is Aurelius Zeff. I am a mortal, and I am no more.
The rebel child Sindar sought to control and shape the primal passion that flowed throughout the universe. The other gods had no control over this passion and its overwhelming force, leading to many godly disputes. So, Sindar took this passion, shaped it into emotion, and created her son to rule over them. He was called Neverec. Sindar charged Neverec with the power of passion, separating it into 5 base emotions: love, fear, anger, joy, and sadness. Each of these emotions were tied to 5 elements: the immovable earth, the flowing water, the burning fire, the fleeting air, and the striking lightning. Each of these elements came together to form Neverec's home, the catalyst of all emotion. And Neverec was the key to unlocking all incorporeal sensation in the universe.
And so came midnight, lost in the stars of the fallen people of his world. As a mortal, Midnight was around in the early ages of his land, and was a part of the few that were at the beginning. Midnight's parents were the first to die, leaving Midnight in a state that would lead him to godship, the exploration of death, hoping that he could see his parents again, while also to be the god that understood what took his parents from him. Death itself. Midnight is there to research, study, and ponder what the moment of death will bring to everyone. A worker with all the gods, but closely with Ishtava, leading you through the moment of death and handing you off to Ystävä for the afterlife. On the journey of life, midnight comes when you least expect it. It watches how you make every decision to your last breath. Looking over every soul that reaches death, midnight takes a moment to care for what you have done, what choices you have made, and what has brought you to your final breath. And with that final breath of life you take, midnight will come.
During the birth of Regolus, Uro created with it a messenger who would meet with the Crucible and assist them with the maintenance of this blossoming new reality. I am Ünen, herald of Uro and god of force. In the beginning, my work was primarily with Kirahan, assisting with the creation of the elves. Since then, I have continued my mission to help this universe grow and help the gods as they govern it, forever maintaining the vision that Uro had for his creation, and serving as linchpin for the forces of nature in order to maintain equilibrium.
Welcome. Don't be afraid. There's no reason to be. Let me start with telling you a story. Maybe that would make you more comfortable. But please, you're safe. This story is about the first person who died. So, when the first mortal perished, no place had yet to be created for the dead, except for the god sleep. This mortal came to the sepulchre of the gods alone and with no means to return to the worlds of the living. It was not a place for them. Yet, unfortunately, they were there because there was no other place for them to go. Fearing an eternity of nothingness, or worse, being discovered by a not-so-forgiving god, the mortal tore into the ether, desperate to escape. The ether tore back, filling the mortal with the vast potential that Uro gave existence. All that was before, and all that would come to be, ripped through the very essence of the mortal's mind and body. But the mortal's will was strong. So strong that once soul and vessel had been consumed by the void, their will remained. From the ether, something began to stitch itself together. The very fabric of the universe, combined with the mortal will, to endure, weaved a new being. A friendly face to meet at the edge of eternity. A shepherd to guide souls from what was to what will be. The new god, imbued with the spark the mortal left behind, fashioned a name for themselves. Ishtava. Ishtava carved out a piece of the god's sleep for the perished mortals, for you. Ystävä made it for them to come for a final rest, or to be reborn into the next cycle. And while this creation seems very mystical, some focus on the peace and the comfort the god of the afterlife provides. Others fear the great unknown, which I don't blame them. Unknowns are scary, but a very select few believe there might just be something more to be discovered, even beyond the veil. Maybe one day we'll find out. Welcome to the afterlife. My name is Ystävä.
And we're
Okay,
back.
folks, we are back in no time at all. So, for those of you just joining us after break, welcome. We've had quite the session start with a fight against a seemingly living flame in the shape of a winged, fire-breathing reptilian. But that is only describing it in the lightest form. But Ünen took a swing up close and broke this thing's face or facial construct into pieces, which sent this thing briefly reeling and sizzling before it reawoke, formed itself into a bright, white-hot yellow sun in the sky, so bright and so near to the action here that the rest of the clouds now seem dark and almost reddish-hued. It's almost like it's become nighttime, despite the brightness of the sun above. And from the sky have rained these 5 balls of bristling fire that landed onto the ground here and sort of rose together and took mobile ambulatory shape, as if they were each a mass of arms or limbs or claws or tendrils of, again, living, writhing flame. And I just rolled their initiative, and they sucked ass. So the order is exactly the same as it was before, because you guys haven't left this space enough for me to have you reroll initiative. Mm-hmm. So we will start
in the middle of my turn.
In the middle of your turn.
Cool.
So you still have 2 attacks left, and
unless you want to play it as like starting a new round system.
That might be easier.
Which in that
actually.
case, it is literally my turn anyway.
Yeah, so it's the top of your turn.
Dope.
Top of your turn. As these, like, they're not even making noise, they're just flames flickering around. The light has considerably dimmed, despite the huge brightness right above you, like hanging right here. Mm-hmm. It's like you've stepped into a different world, briefly. The ground is now glowing quite brightly. The storm clouds that Krana has conjured are still there. They're just almost obscured in darkness by the singular brightness of the flame wheel sun here.
Dope. Okay. Well,
do you want to switch to battle cam?
Yes, we will indeed. And there we are.
And there we are.
Cool. I shall. I'm gonna take this off because it's gonna be a pain in the ass to move it around. I'm still like kind of flying, but so I'm not like on the fire.
Ground, yeah.
We're swinging.
You're swinging.
It's what I am. It's all I know. That's a 24 to hit.
24 is gonna hit like a truck. These things seem a lot denser than the original creature they sprang from.
Right. like garbage. Oh, but I also have this. And rolled even. What?
You need new dice.
Put them on here. Put them on here. Put them on here.
I don't have time. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 12. So 18 points of damage.
18 points. Yeah, you swing in, clomp, hit one. 18 points of damage.
This is still awake.
It's still awake. As you hit it, it sort of like its flames sputter. It's like uses its weird bent backwards arms to right itself, and it sort of refocuses towards you. And in the center, still of this like flickering mass of flame with arms, it shifts and it grows your face, set in the middle of it.
God damn it! Stop impersonating.
You said that was 18 points of damage?
Yes.
18 points of damage. Great. Cool.
Swing 2. Natural 1.
Natural 1.
God.
Into
really
the dark.
swerved you.
Into the dark, burning earth. Just miss.
You blew your load on the big.
Oh. Does it count?
Yeah, that counts. What is that?
It's an 8 plus 18, so that's
gonna hit.
Yeah,
it's gonna hit.
Cool.
You have to crit fail to miss this thing.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear, because I probably will anyway. 4, 8, and then. Fuck me.
Do you happen to remember what your initial initiative was?
24.
24? Great. That's all I wanted to hear.
8 minus 13 plus 5. 18. 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage on hit 2?
Smick smack.
Hit 1. Boom! It grows your face. Seeing that, it's like, no! Smash it in. The face completely sort of dissipates into embers and sparks, but it's still like flickering in place. Hands now melding into just tendrils and tongues of flame licking at you. It is still there in front of you.
Or a D8 just to make things expedited. Thank you. 3 or 4.
Not 20? that's double the damage dice, baby.
Oh, baby.
Double the dice rolled.
Yep.
The amount rolled on dice.
Yep, double the amount. Just roll the dice twice.
Roll it twice.
Yes,
okay,
roll it
cool.
twice.
11. Lots of math. 15, 19, 24. Right? Yeah, I trust myself. That's 24.
Mm-hmm.
Plus. Ooh, more. 6, 11, 12, 17. 24 plus 17 is 41.
It had 2 hit points left.
Wait, I'm sorry. So 41 plus 12. So 53 points.
Yeah, great. You literally
just want the record to show.
having to smash its face out. You then just stick inverting the hammer entirely. You stomp it out like an ash, and it sputters into ash and dirt from the ground, and these embers.
Small crater.
It's literally like boom, boom, and as they sputter around, they regather around and above you into this sharp dart of like darkened flame, like rust-colored flame that soar back into the sun and flicker over it. And now there are weird tongues of darkened flame, rust-colored flame around the sun as well. So you send that one back to its maker. Anything else?
I roar. Channeling Leon, I'm
from a different time.
Ünen is upset.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
So it's more of just like
a guttural growl. Yeah. Cool. Okay, you roar into the earth and to the heat as we move on to initiative count 20. So at initiative count 20, the sun, having just been burdened by that return of darkened flame, flashes briefly, this pure, blinding white light, and I have to roll a d4 real quick to determine something random. Random? Who's that gonna... Okay. So, from under your feet, Ünen, the ground, you feel it's like bubbling, and the cracks that already have embers glowing through them glow bright orange, and this jet of heat erupts from underneath you. I need a dex save, please.
I do have Mote of Inspiration from the chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
In
it.
your raw frustration at seeing something you struck down come back, you are invigored.
It's +6, correct? What are we doing for that?
You roll the d6.
Okay.
Add it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So, okay. 9.
9. Yeah, you sense it coming, but you don't make it out of the way in time. As this jet of fire erupts from under you, having been seeded in a heat wave from the sun above. And that's going to be a considerable portion of damage. 19 points of fire damage upon you. And that is the sun, the Flame Wheel Sun's lair action. We now move to Neverec. You just watch these quite familiar looking summons fall down and then have Ünen stomp one out like a cigarette butt.
And then get yeeted from below.
and then get smoked for it.
I'm going to
It is not
cast Chill Shield, which is it's fire shield, but you can use it as a chill shield to do which will protect me from.
You just like
heat damage. I just lost the spell though.
I got you. I've got infinite spells before me. Flame Shield I don't have on the spell list.
It should be Fire Shield.
Ah, that would be why. Gotcha. At the 4th level?
Yeah.
Yep, you just... From your quill again, it glitters and flickers. Those bristles of it rustle with almost icy wind that wreathes around you. So you are resistant to fire damage, and they will take 2d8 cold damage whenever somebody hits you with a melee attack.
And then I will use my bonus action to do 2 attacks with the blade on these 2 creatures here.
So it can only move 30 feet though, right? So it's 10,
10.
And then 10. Yeah! Okay, where do you want it to end?
It can end...
Like
I'll attack this one first,
and then
I'll
move this one?
do-
Okay.
yeah.
So that one, it goes over, and that rift just cuts through. Roll me the attack.
24.
That's gonna hit.
And then 19.
19 on the second, that's also gonna hit. So roll me for damage on the first.
That is... Oh shit, I forgot what it was. Give me a second.
Yeah. It's 4d12.
4d12.
Unless you crit with an 18. Yeah. And of course, Ystävä and Krana are on deck.
People are voting who's gonna survive.
Oh, really?
God damn it.
Who do we have? What are the polls up to?
Nemi says 10,000 points on Kyle surviving.
Thank you. Kyle, not Ünen.
Not Ünen, just Kyle.
Nemi,
12 from someone.
Kyle will
A
live
D12?
to play.
Where am I? Here you go. Nemi, this battle map it's in a book, basically. It's a huge book of different battle maps that are all dry erasable as well. It's a great find.
At the end, we can close it and show the cover.
The make.
Do you just fold it up in your arms on the subway and just like
I
a little
brought
kid
off.
on
I
the way
did
to
once,
school?
and I swore never again.
31.
31 points of damage on the first one?
On the first one.
Sheesh, bro. Okay. Yup. That's gonna be... It just carves through, severing some of the tendrils, the tentacle-like wispy flames on there that dissipate into ash, so it becomes much smaller.
And then 20 points for the other one.
20 points for the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. Second one. You again carve some of the almost more like appendages, these like mini mouths formed from the flame. Perfect. Okay.
And then I will use my movement to fly another 30 feet upward.
Just straight up?
Yeah.
Dang. If I can stack 2, that would be great. You're 60 feet in the air now. Nice.
Wait a minute.
Okay. We then move to Ishtava and then Krana.
Okay, so question. Are all of these little snaky boys on the ground?
They are on the ground.
On the ground.
They do not seem like they are airborne.
Flyboys.
Airable in any way.
Okay. Okay, well first I'm going to cast Mass Heal.
Oof. Just straight mass heal.
Mass Heal, everybody gets, it's 700 hit points, so I've done the math. For the people within my range, which is not Krana, but everybody else in our party, everyone gets back up to full health except for Ünen, who will just be 5 short of full health.
Damn!
Yeah? So everybody's
Because I think the Simulacrum
good.
can heal, right?
Yeah.
That's a 9th level spell.
If let me.
No! The spell
No, it
has
can't.
no
It
effect on
can't.
constructs.
I
Oh,
can't.
well, that's fine.
Great.
Everybody else is good, though.
Everybody else is straight like... Again, that glitter bomb times a million, right? Glitter bomb opening drop video featured on Ishtava's Twitch feed immediately.
I think Ishtava throws their cloak behind them, and then at the same time, you see a flash of dark from the sky, and it seems to come from everywhere.
Just all at once.
Yep.
As if it was
It's like a
another
wave.
realm of this energy being briefly, completely overlaid with this one before passing through. Love it. That cloak billowing and taking a life of its own, directing the magic to completely revitalize all of you. Those burn marks, gone. Those singes, those scratches, those scars, gone. Healed.
Everybody's good.
And if any of you
Good,
happen to
we
have
said.
any latent diseases, if you're real people, also gone. COVID-19, done. Finished.
Call me Saint Ishtava.
Yeah.
Saint Ystävä.
Saint Pfizer.
Fucking Wowie Kazowie.
All right, and then I am going to. I'm gonna fly
level spells are crazy.
this way a little bit.
Yep.
Just kind of out of.
Just drifting.
Out of
This is
reach.
my favorite of the move, still, fall.
And then Krana is going to call lightning down on this nearest dude right here.
Okay,
'Cause the
cool.
storm
Lightning
is still
has
going.
6 rounds left to go.
Yes.
And the Blade of Disaster has 8.
3d10 points of damage. They must make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, and I forgot something, but I forgot it, so it's I don't know that.
What happened?
Concentration checks.
I've been rolling them for me. And Krana.
That, yes, but I don't know if Krana's taken the... Oh! Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Yeah, we've just been missing them on the Blade of Disaster, but that's my bad as well. So...
I have. It's fine.
Yeah,
I have advantage on
it's-
them, and I'm a ward
You're
caster as well. So.
almost certainly fine. I just was feeling this thing. What's the roll?
It's a dex save. You gotta beat a 17.
Which one exactly are you targeting?
The sludge dude closest to Krana.
Yep, so it's just peeling down from the sky. That's a nat 20 on the save.
Are
so
you kidding
that's
me?
gonna...
So they're gonna take half damage.
You're gonna take half damage.
You little turd. Okay.
And whereas I was calling this the reptilian thing, the huge spiraling construct, the flame given form, this literally looks like that. It looks like flames that have been sculpted into strange shapes.
So 11 points of lightning damage. That's
11 points of lightning
Yep.
damage?
Mhm.
Perfect. Just
It was 22.
blitzes through a chunk of it. It seems to wrap around a portion of the lightning bolt, which just sears into the earth. But it does take those 11 points for certain. Okay.
And that's Krana's turn.
That's Krana's turn. So now we go to the Shades of the Summer Court. They are going to do what they do. We're gonna
That sounds very sexy.
10, 20.
That's a little too lighthearted of a goddamn name for what we're
That's
looking
what
at.
their name is. This one steps into the pit, the glittering pit of flame there, and merges with it, sinks into the fire, and then reappears over here. And is not going to be able... Well, it's going to try. It's certainly going to try and do something. This one, again, is going to pivot and try something. And this one's going to do the same. So, starting with this one right here, it's just going to make its 2 attacks against you, Ünen. First one is a 16 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. It tries to envelop you and it just sort of sludges back, and then one of its lashes, its tendrils, whips out at you. And that's trash, garbage. That's a 14 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, missity miss. Great. This one here is going to sort of gather all its tendrils together and then sort of flick them out as it lobs a chunk of itself at you. That's a crit fail, so it flounders, and it is nope, it doesn't make any sense, but it's not immune to being prone, so it's technically prone. It's like kind of buckled and sputtering a little bit. This one's doing the same thing, hurling a chunk of itself, just spitting a glob of fire at you.
Crit fail again?
No, but I'm not rolling above a 5. That's a 16. Okay.
Well, it meets my armor class, but I have a question.
Yeah?
I'm 30 feet in the air. Would it reach?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it meets my armor class. Actually, no, it doesn't. Never mind, it doesn't need no, it doesn't.
Cool. Great. Splatters against the cloak. Great. Love it. Love it all bit of illusory in this house. And then, again, same thing against Krana. Another crit fail. I don't know what to do.
Almost like the dice want us to win.
I don't know what to do. So it completely misses against Krana, and
after the first round of this, when you cucked us all real hard, I think this is okay.
It's the way that it goes.
It's the ebbs and flows.
Okay, that is the turn for the shades. We then go to Ünen. Top of round 2 of the summer court.
Oh, fuck me.
Spock smash. I rolled a 19.
Spock hit, yeah, crunch. Roll for damage.
The fact that those tiles are 10 feet makes everything fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's conflicting to my brain.
It's just double, right? Or you halve your movement.
6, 10, 15, 19, 31.
31 on this one?
Yeah. We hit hard.
We do hit hard in this house. It turns out. There's 3. Oh no, this one is. How much damage?
31.
Yeah. It splats like a fucking tomato. It just dissipates into a shower of liquid embers that again swirl up into that rust-coloured flame and dart back up very fast to the sun, which is now starting to writhe with almost like ribbons of this rust around its bright yellow, which cast these eerie shadows over an already darkened landscape. Fuck.
You still have the 2d8.
I've been rolling. Thank you.
That one's done.
Yeah. Eyes still glow, especially with the renewed energy from Ishtava's healing. Ünen is like ignited, if a void could ignite. Turns.
Absolutely
prone.
Radical. Yeah, prone.
Advantage.
Yep.
Thank you. Fuck me. Still 22.
That's still gonna hit as this fire is like barely sort of sputtering out as it is.
What am I doing?
Buckled in on itself.
Where am I? Papa, can you hear me? Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's 28.
28. Again, third one in a row. You bring the hammer down like a visage of justice and just obliterate it. The embers die before reigniting around you, darting back up to the sun, and now it's really, the light is starting to become quite dappled from the sun as these red flames boil over it. That's another one deceased. There are 2 left.
I yeeteth my hammer at this one.
Okay.
Okay.
You just, this is what, 4th attack here?
This is my 3rd attack, right?
Yep.
I went 1, 2,
Yep.
3.
Yep.
So I don't add my proficiency.
You don't.
So it's just strength, which is...
It's dexterity for thrown. If it's a thrown weapon that doesn't have a thrown property.
That makes sense. Well, it's less cool though. 6.
6. The hammer like clanks over here, sizzling against some of the embers.
Bonus action.
Bonus action to bring it back. You have 1 more attack action. Would you like to try and spend it to direct it? It would still be another dexterity, but to try and direct it in the pathway of the elemental.
Yes, but considering it is not a dexterous movement, it has to do with my abilities. Could Constitution be considered? As
I would say either dexterity or intelligence to line the shot up, basically.
Cool. I mean, essentially, it's where I would freaking have done anyway. So yeah, sure. For flavor.
Right.
It's gonna come back to me, and I'm gonna try to hit it.
Just sort of line it up and pull it back to you.
Oh my god.
You need a different die.
You need new dice, dude. This isn't it.
Drew, do something with it. Do your magic.
Fine, I missed.
Okay, yeah, it just sort of flies over the flame and back into your hand. So you've got it. Okay, it's the end of your turn. You're not moving anywhere. Anywhere further.
I mean, I'll take a step closer to the one I threw it at.
So
if I have any movement left.
You have like 10 feet ish.
Sure. Yeah.
So just move here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Float.
Yeah, drift. Okay, we then go to the lair initiative.
It's rolling fine for me, but I think it's me.
And we are going to roll another d4 for the random purposes. 4, the furthest this way is gonna. It's the way that it is, right? Yep, it's Ünen again. The sun.
Last one was 2.
I know, but you've moved.
No!
You've moved. So it flickers down and sort of again glitters through that red dappling, and the heat up from under your feet bubbles, and boom, this spout of flame jets out.
14 for dex save.
You're kidding me. The save is a 15.
I already used my motivation. Wait! I'm a fighter. Indomitable. I re-roll.
You re-roll?
Indomitable. I get 3 charges per long rest.
You certainly do.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
Basically saying no to reality.
I rolled worse.
Okay.
Would you
Yep.
like to borrow
You
one
feel
of
the
my
heat
funds?
begin to singe the undersides of your feet, and you say, "No, I will avoid it." And you just sit there and think extra hard while the flames erupt around you. There's 29 points of fire damage that seeps from below the ground. The flame wheel sun, that's its turn. We go to Neverec.
Right. Okay. What's alive?
There are 2 of them.
This one and that one there.
Yep.
Perfect.
This one is unscathed.
Okay.
It's still as vibrant and as flickering and made of all these legs as it was as soon as it touched down.
I'm gonna cast Chain Lightning there.
Okay. Yep. You're just sort of, again, from the quill, seething in that you must know fear, right? You impressing upon them this terror that is facing down you as well, just channeling it and sending it back. Are they within... I guess they technically are, right?
30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first one, they each have to make the save, right?
Yes.
What's the save?
19.
19?
Nevrik, you have a mote of inspiration from Rachel D&D 28.
Okay, this one fails it, and as you see the first bolt of lightning hit that first target, and your willpower, that desire of pure intimidation, writhing all over this thing's form, it just powers you up, and you gain that inspiration. So roll me the damage for the first one, as I roll my save for the second one. Hard fail. Hard fail for the second one.
I need 10d8 again.
So they're both going to take whatever damage you roll here. You don't roll the damage 2 separate times, but...
I need 2 more d8.
2 more d8s? I'll give you the same 2 I gave you
Help me
before.
out. Gracias. Nice. That is gonna be some math. Give me a second.
It's okay.
good.
Well,
That's it. This is now the official dance to summon these fire spirits. In case you're wishing to do so. Shockmate. Ooh-ha-ha.
Or no, what's the one from Scooby Doo?
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
It's like hot. Oh fuck.
Wow.
I can kind of hear
Scooby-Doo
it.
2 I have seen way more than Scooby-Doo 1.
Right. Okay, but they're on
They're on the island.
48.
48?
damage.
So this one, the one that first hits, gets sort of tased by the flame, and some of the flames sort of flicker and are pulled into and grounded by the lightning and dissipate, but it's still there. 48, you said?
48.
48. And so it's barely an ember of what it was. This one, as the second bolt arcs from the first to the second fire, is completely dashed by the lightning and put out, and those embers scatter like a kicked up campfire until they whirl and bolt up to the sun, now almost completely cloaked in an additional veiled layer of crimson fire, bathing this whole landscape in a rust-colored glow. Okay.
And I would use my bonus action to move the blade. It's
30 feet.
30 feet closer to me.
So 10, 20, 30. Basically?
Yes.
Okay. It's this hovering rift.
And I'm gonna fly up just a little more, so I can get closer to the sun.
Just a tweets, just the full 30 feet?
Yes, I'm playing Icarus today.
You are certainly playing Icarus, that's for sure.
He loses in Eternals.
Just
He
flying
also
up,
loses in mythology
wings
as well.
out, sort of glittering that beautiful shade of like almost midnight blue in
This is
the,
our name's Icarus.
under this crimson sun.
Give up.
Okay, Ishtava. There's one elemental left.
Ystävä lets their hood fall back from their head and looks into the face of this creature and just, without saying a single word, casts Toll the Dead. Just like, I will see you later.
So you look into it, and it's like looking if you were possibly able to stand like in an elevator that has two mirrors on either side, and remove yourself from the picture. There's just a repetition of space, iterations of emptiness that you can see reflected of yourself into this thing, and it peels away into infinity as you just speak spite unto it. What's the save?
Wisdom?
What's the DC?
What'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
That fails.
Bing bong! Roll the damage.
Oh, where'd the other one? I thought one of your water.
Sorry. Let me skip the pleasantries. It has 2 hit points. How would you like this to be affected by Toll the Dead? Oh my god.
I think I rolled really well. I, without a word, just staring into the abyss
The literal
that is
abyss.
this.
Yeah.
It just mists. It turns into that black glitter.
Just sending that energy into it just buckles inwards and almost is sucked into that infinity as the sparks of it that remain ripple upwards, coalesce and bolt up, turning the sun one beautiful shade of sunset red as the crimson like flickering veil solidifies around it. And as it does so, it sort of warbles at the edges. There's a flickering of white hot light around the red sun as the air in the whole space here begins to shimmer with incredibly dense heat haze. It obscures everything at a distance on the horizon, despite the fact that you're on mostly flat land with scorched forest ahead of you and real forest behind you. It's all blurred. You each get to do one set of things. And depending on how quickly you can do them, we can still rule that your other concentration spells are still in effect. But something is something is shifting in the air. There's a terseness, a slight rumbling through the earth as the embers begin to glow from this orange-red to now all over the battlefield a white-hot heat. Something is coming. You can feel it in the god presence of your brain. Something similar to yourselves is emerging.
Okay. I know what I'm gonna do, but if somebody else knows what they are gonna do, I've got to figure out Krana. But
let's start with you.
I'm going to cast Holy Aura.
Okay.
Divine light washes out from you and coalesces in a soft radiance in a 30-foot radius around you. So at the same time that I'm casting this, I'm moving within 30 feet of my other two gods. If you could move, thank you.
Still flying, I assume.
Yes. Creatures of your choice in that radius, when you cast this spell, shed dim light in a 5-foot radius and have advantage on all saving throws, and other creatures have disadvantages on attack rolls against them until the spell ends.
Okay.
In addition, when a fiend or an undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack, the aura flashes with brilliant light. The attacker must make a Constitution save or be blinded.
Love it. Okay.
All saving throws you have advantage on.
Thank you.
And disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Double thing.
And how long does this last? The concentration?
1 minute, so
1 minute?
it drops what I had on you.
That's okay.
Holy weapon.
Yep.
So,
but everybody's got that.
And then if you have a different idea, please let me know. But what immediately comes to mind with your casting of the spell is that the pair of you each get an almost illusory, mostly transparent copy of the Godsleep veil. Right? It's this like purple, shifting, shimmery, cosmic thing that drapes around your shoulders, and it feels cooling and soothing and like home, really. Yeah, literally. As you're all at full fucking health, basically.
I mean, I took 30 points.
Okay, that's what your preparatory action. Ünen, do you have anything?
Something that hasn't been discussed, but possibly soft magic / soft science.
Soft sussy.
Idea. I can mold the god core into any weapon. Could I mold it into a shield?
I will allow it because why the fuck not?
Because it in my mind it moves through, like dissolves from the warhammer, moves through Unen's body, reforms into the sphere, and then goes down the other arm, and then like expands to be a shining.
Yeah. It's basically like
shield.
Your wrist and hand enveloped with it, almost like a fibrous. You know how bat wings, if they have fingers through them?
Yes.
It's like your iridescent spans the shield with it to become this like shield wall arm kind of thing.
Yes.
So it's a +2 to your AC.
Could it be a +3 because it's a +3 magical weapon?
Rules pits up.
Beep beep.
Well, I mean, okay.
Hang on.
If we want to rules pit stop it,
yeah.
Shield in general is 2. Magic shield is a +1 shield, which would be +3.
Well, that's what I'm checking right now.
So if it's a +3 weapon, if it's a +3 shield, then technically it's going to be +5. But I'm okay with just +3.
I'm willing to compromise.
I'm willing to compromise. Like a base shield is +2.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot.
The amount of times that has been said around the
fire
D&D
cleric.
table is too many times.
I could have been protecting you guys from fire this whole time.
Fuck.
Oops. Fuck.
Yeah, I like that. I think let's make it a +3 shield.
Okay. So like adds 5 to armor class or adds 3 to armor class?
Let's split the difference. Let's say it's +4 total to AC.
Sure.
And I will, with it, since we're splitting the difference there, I'll give you the baseline AC, or the baseline shield bonus to +2 to saving throws as well. when it's physical ones at least, right? Because it's a shield. It's not like going to save you from brain fuckery. But in Constitution,
Dex.
Strength, or Dex, you can use it as and give it a +2. So it's +4 to physical, to attacks around you.
Yep.
And +2 to physical saves. Cool. Sound good?
Yep. Sounds
great. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Are you ready, or do you need a little bit more time?
A little more time.
Okay.
Okay, Krana.
Krana is going to prep Wrath of Nature.
Okay.
And have it prepped.
So, Core Lightning is dropping.
Yes.
Because I believe Wrath of Nature is a
concentration.
check.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the?
It's a 60-foot.
No. What's the preparatory thing? Like when would the casting of that be?
So as soon as something comes down into the field.
Okay, as soon as a threat emerges.
Yes, they're gonna
cast
cast
Wrath of
it.
Nature. Perfect. Absolutely. Where do you want Krana?
Krana's gonna stay so that they can see as much
Great.
as they can. They're just
Perfect.
gonna stay right there.
At your willing them to this, to command the elements and command nature around, it just turns to you and again crooning through the air. And you get the telepathic transmission. For you, madam, I will command the very heavens. As you will it. And it turns sort of majestically facing towards the crimson sun. So it shall be done. And that's where it's going to stay resting until it's time to go.
I send a good boy feeling of warmth down the telepathic
The,
bond.
The sort of like moonlit bristle of its fur here just sort of twitches and tingles. Neverec, what's your plan?
Yeah. There were so many things I had.
So many ideas, so little time.
What?
You just gotta go. You just gotta pick something.
Yeah. So this being in the air, how far away is it from?
Right now, the sun itself is at least 100 feet above the battlefield. It's hard to tell.
So I am 60 feet up.
Yeah, so it's at the very least, the visage of it, thank you.
It's 40 feet away.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Then I will cast Dominate Monster.
On the Flame Wheel Sun?
Yeah.
Let me just check something.
Flame Wheel Sun.
Before we expend that spell slot, I will say it is not a creature at this moment in time. It might be soon, or it might change into something else soon, but right now it is simply a disc of light that's emanating power.
Understood. So I'll then just hold this action.
You will hold the action until you can see something?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Are we all set and ready to go?
So
Ava
ready.
gave that little preparatory
Ava's
shake.
ready.
So, as you all steady yourselves, the heat haze thickens and almost obscures everything completely around a certain area, as from the burgeoning white-hot edges of the crimson sun here, there's a spiraling motion that almost blackens the clouds, deadens them into a sheet of darkness, and as the light purifies around the crimson sun, again in that lengthy, weird, spaghettified, stretched form, that the serpentine flame appears with its mangled, pointed maw and those bright yellow eyes taking some of the light away from the sun. It coils around the disk of the sun now and rears down it, under it, and you watch this thing's maw stretch until it eats the light. And as it eats the light, everything goes pitch black. You all... More so, you hear it a little bit, but you can feel it. There is a groaning in the pitch darkness, a stretching, stilting tilt of the world's axis around you, and you can hear particles, atoms, bend and stretch and warp. 5 lights appear curved in the dark above you. Red, bristling white, brilliant blue, this gloaming dark purple, and a virulent green appear, curved above. Beneath them, a small, walling portal of this beautiful, beautiful, deep green appears, right below those 5 lights. and from the portal these howling winds sear out that are both harrowing and comforting and strange all at once. And as they wend out of the portal, the sky dyes dark green and shows you the strange landscape you now stand in. As if a pocket of just the space you'd been carved in, or been standing had been carved away, and then the horizon bent and stretched up like Inception, right? So the edges of land stitched to the green sky. The heat haze swells and pulsates like a living organism, and the dead tree stumps, now spotted all everywhere around you, up and above you, begin to sway and dance in the heat. As the sky lights up this deep dead green, those 5 lights take form in the shape of this horrid centipede-like thing made up of both flame and dark brown rust clouds hovering in the sky. Its long, wide mouth, still mostly stitched together with fire and embers, holds the green light in its jaws. And with those 5 lights dancing as its eyes, it speaks with a heinous voice that is a language. You, again, as gods, can comprehend it, so you hear the words it speaks, but it's not in a language you were aware of before this moment. The daughter unborn dreams of her season, and her father dreams of her. And its neck snaps down, and those 5 glittering eyes focus on all of you in this strange, buckled, warping, shifting domain. And we will roll new initiative for this.
Oh no!
What did you say?
The daughter unborn.
Dreams of her season.
And her father dreams of her.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like prophecy. Oh, Nemi, thank you for the mode of inspiration.
The dream.
I'm gonna need it.
Yep. You, again, as this thing curls into existence, and as I said, you can feel something light yourselves in it. Ystävä, for you, it feels like it's another notch you could find in your belt. There is something claimable, or one day perhaps you could own this thing, and there is a tether you can find to this, and you gain yourself that inspiration. So,
You will be mine.
let me roll my inspiration here. I keep rolling so bad, bro. Above a 20.
You can go first.
A natural 20.
A natural 20.
Okay. You each get an additional action on your turns.
Thank God.
Who is technically higher? Who is the higher dex?
Probably you.
I'm at 27.
Dex. Oh, 27
Initiative.
initiative score.
That puts me at
You heard me.
23.
Okay.
27.
20. I have 27 decks. Your strength is high.
No. My initiative is +7 because
12.
12.
of feats and such.
Okay, I'm
So then we go to
My dex is only +2.
and then
My
after
dex is
Ystävä
higher than
goes,
yours?
of course.
I got
Kron.
+5.
Okay, so 2 things happen before we even get into initiative. Excuse me, let me just make sure I have something right here. So we have the popping off of Krana and of Neverec as soon as this thing appears. You see this thing appear in space, and you are first on the initiative order, so your item is going to ping first. That's Dominate Monster, right?
Yeah.
What's the save?
Do I not go first on the
19.
initiative order?
You do, but these are the
But
2
I
prepared
held the-
actions that were held.
Does-
Actually, yeah.
Right. Sorry, I was confused.
Does it come down here?
No.
Does it come? So he's not going to fire it until it comes down into the field. So
Perfect. Excellent. Great. Okay. So the save on that is a...
It should be a wisdom.
It's wisdom. That's a 19.
Meet you to beat shit.
meets it, beats it.
Needs it a bit. Okay. So does anything happen on a success?
I'm looking.
I don't think so, right?
What spell?
It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed.
Oh, it
by
has
the
advantage on
ability.
it anyway, but
Those creatures that are.
it doesn't
nothing
look like
happens.
it.
Yeah, nothing
It doesn't do
happens.
any
Yep.
damage.
It just sort of it doesn't even look phased.
Yeah.
Right. It just glances off of it. Okay, and then Kronos saving it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we go to Ünen. This thing is 100 feet in the air and just hovering there as this domain, like the ground buckles upwards around. It's like you're in a strange sphere, basically, now. With this being the bottom centerpiece of it, and the sides of this basically being, if we're going on this lateral direction here, this is halfway up the sphere. The edge is here. This goes a little more than that, but does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We're not dealing with Euclidean space anymore, but
Okay.
what do you want to do? I'll put this back in play now too, because they're there, but just up. Talk to me.
So, Godspeed is, as we've been playing it, has been either like warping or literal like movement through space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet.
You want to shield bash at Godspeed, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And now, is your attempt to function as a bullet or as a bulldozer?
Oof. I like that.
Remember what I said before? I think I will allow this because these gods. We're playing at godly level here. But this, depending on how this goes and the way you choose to do this, even if it's effective, it may take you very far away from the fight.
Oh no.
Right? Because
that's cool.
And if that's you shooting through it, that's going to be one thing.
Yeah.
If that's you pushing it, that's going to do something else.
Right.
It's gonna yeet it into the next continent.
Let's go bulldozer.
Okay, so if you're down here, like a few feet above the ground, and it's 100 feet up, your goal is to, if I'm getting this right, get your shield arm in front of you and just flit through existence and attempt to push this gargantuan spirit creature up with you.
I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds.
I'm just
crazy.
asking if that's the intent.
It's just crazy enough to work in my
Rock
fucking
and
mind.
roll.
We're also in a sphere now, so ostensibly, there's a ceiling.
Which it's at.
Skylight, make a skylight. Come on,
You
let's
just-
go.
And then you break through that ceiling. And you just
Okay.
keep.
Let me ask you this: is this what you want to do? Is this what you were committing to doing?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Okay.
Shield might thin out a little bit, but comes into like
Yeah.
a bit more of like round.
Conical kind of.
Yeah.
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 So here's what I will say: the two of you see Ünen get as low to the ground as Ünen gets.
Superman in
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Starts vibrating, ground starts sort of like trembling, little pebbles start rising a little bit as you prepare to to flit upwards. Now, here's where the theoretical question starts and ends. With all our previous Godspeed events before, I like this is going to be the term for it.
Godspeed.
You've had to have a destination.
Right.
What's your destination?
Does that have a like quantifiable limit that it has
Like
to exceed?
Where are you thinking of going?
Just past it. I'm not trying to hit it into the stratosphere. I just want to hit it.
You just want to hit it.
You know what I mean? Like,
so it's less bulldoze and more bullet. You just want to make impact with the thing, right? As
When you
opposed to
s-
trying to push it.
yes.
that way.
I guess when you
Okay.
said bullet, I didn't want to then like go and then just be like,
Well, that's what I'm saying is that you do run the risk of that.
okay.
So, but that's what I wanted to make sure. If the goal was to hit it hard and then damn the consequences, or push it with you.
Nemi has redeemed a mode of inspiration for you.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Nemi.
Thank you, Nemi.
Because we're committed to this action now.
No, 100. And I won't back out.
Yeah. So my question is, where is your destination?
I did commit to bulldoze, I guess, in the sense of like
if
I'm
that's-
not trying to go like through it.
Okay.
And like I'm not compression Rasengan. I want to just
Yeah,
normal.
I'm right with you. But my point is, with all these Godspeeds, there is a locale that you have to be thinking of
Right.
that you are going to.
How
right?
high is it? You said.
It's about 100 feet in the air, and that's what it looks like. And that seems to be where this spherical realm is converging, is right above it.
Then I'm aiming for 200.
You're aiming for 200, but okay. So, so you crouch down. You're vibrating. The particles are sort of shifting around you as you are embodying
over
yourself.
200
right?
hit points to blow right now.
You are becoming force itself, and you both of you. You watch him sort of become particles of light and disappear, almost with a sonic boom. And as the particles rush with him, the stones and pebbles and embers. I need 2 rolls from you. I need a dexterity saving throw.
Cock.
And I need a basic attack roll.
You get advantage on saving throws. You get advantage on all saving throws.
I do.
I'm not going to have your shield bonus applied here because it's not like somebody's attack.
Disadvantage on saving throws as well.
No, they get disadvantage on
Attack
attacks.
rolls, and we get advantage on saving. Okay.
That was an 8.
You have mode of inspiration.
But still.
So disrespectful.
Holy shit.
Indomitable.
Indomitable. You have 2 more uses of it, so now you have 1.
Oh, thank fucking Christ. It's a dirty 20. Bitch.
Filthy.
A dirty 20. You.
That's for the dex save.
I know. You basically like prep and Godspeed and just go. The DC was a 25.
No.
And you speed past it as force and as consciousness. You shatter the sphere and you find yourself in a wild set of circumstances. You are soaring for a while. It's unclear how far you go, but you do manage to bring yourself to a stop. Enough to, if you turned around floating in midair, you could see in the distance that, like, emberous glow. But the world you are surrounded in seems to be a beautiful, enormous forest. And I'm talking
Not
like
the same one.
Trees the size of, if not bigger than the hearth, with roots that wend out of the ground and up through the sky, and like hillsides that start and begin in nowhere, and the sky is this beautiful grey, overcast with glinting emerald linings of the clouds, and there is chittering of sound and song and energy that wends all around. We're somewhere. I don't think you've been here before, but you might know of it. And somewhere in the distance behind you, nestled under the roots of some great and impossibly non-Euclidean MC Escher tree, you can see the little ember from the hole in the sphere that you have broken through.
Okay.
That's
I go back.
where we'll leave. That's you will start to go back.
Gotcha.
Unless next turn you choose to basically reverse momentum. Fix draws.
Fix, you're hilarious. Comedy queen. She says throw your dice in the garbage.
My wife gave me these dice.
Maybe they're just not
Rachel.
Unen's combat dice. Maybe. After Neverec becomes light and breaks through reality.
Ünen.
Ünen is now Neveric's turn. I got my signals crossed.
I'm going to attempt to cast Dream.
9th level spells.
No, this is a 5th level illusion.
Dream is.
spell.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
Whoa. I've already used mine.
You've
Yeah, I've one 9th level spell slot, so.
Our heavy hitters left. Fuck.
I'm sorry, guys.
I know, right?
We're some magic boys.
Sorry, I've been
I
rolling
guess we
so
could
shitty.
also Godspeed.
So you're
fine,
trying
you tried
to
something.
cast Dream on this thing.
Yes.
So it does say you or a willing creature you touch enters a trance-like state, and you'd have to persuade it to be willing to do so first, or put the target to sleep first.
That's right. I was reading this, and I was reading so much, and then I lost
It is a
my,
lot
yeah.
of text. That I'm
So
looking
I
for.
think I lost the plot
Yeah.
at some point in there. So
You-
let me.
You were thinking at step 10 before.
Yeah. Freaking hell. Shit. There are times when this is too much.
This is what we are learning now.
Give me one moment. Well, I'll use my bonus attack to at least my bonus action to make 2 attacks with the blade of
The blade of
destruction.
death and demise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Put it up there with it because it was coming up with you as it was. Roll those 2 attacks against this specter, this thing that looked like it has too many legs for its body.
So that was.
Did I miss something? No, I didn't.
That was 22 for 1.
22.
Yeah.
That is gonna hit.
And then this one definitely will hit. It's 18 plus 11.
Yes. Yeah, they both hit. Because this blade of.
And that was an 18, so that's a critical.
Oh, yes, it is, which means you roll a shitload more dice. A shitload. A total of 12d12 force damage on the second hit.
You want to use the dice?
some D12.
You want to just use a roller on D&D Beyond?
Oh yeah, you're right. I could just do that. You're right.
I know it's less fun.
As
but
much as I love the clickety clacks,
it's a lot of d12.
it's just a lot of math. I don't think anybody wants to do it this time.
So the first one is just the regular 4d12, and the second one it almost brings in the energy from this strange plane of distortion and blasts through with the second slice.
And it's like somewhere over here.
Yeah, literally. Rocket
You
Man.
know the SpongeBob meme of him as a caveman that goes like.
Yeah, like the picture in it.
82
For the first one?
For the well, that was 82 for the one with the
For the
yeah.
crit. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
And then for the other one's just for regular fucking damage, which was
4d12.
12.
Trying to decide what I want to do.
37.
37
Yes.
for the first one rather.
Yes.
Just cloving through. Oh my god. Okay, that's you just did a total of between those 2 slices 119 points of damage. Force damage as this planar blade carves through these strange, now more semi-corporeal scales of this being, this spirit dragon up there, and it just like. Its mouth just stretches like its legs, and it just grins while this like almost ember-like ichor is bleeding from it.
Mouth stretches like her legs.
I'm going to attempt.
She says.
I'm gonna attempt to use Hold Monster again.
The hold a monster or dominate monster?
Hold Monster.
I'll begin to pray. Lord, show me how to sing.
Monster. Okay. Okay, so if you do cast this, even if it fails, the blade is going away. Because it's a concentration spell.
It is?
Yeah. Both are concentration spells.
Oh, but I have the I could use my
That's only if you
Oh,
are
it's
using
an
one of them as a conjure elemental.
you're talking about from the School of Power?
The quill?
No, this feature, well, I guess it has to be an elemental spell.
Yeah.
If I'm using the elemental twin spell, so never
Yeah.
mind. Because I could use, you said after 18th level it can be 2 concentration spells.
basically
Okay.
AFK at this point.
Well, you can always do what you just did, but in reverse, right?
Don't you think that that's not my next turn?
I won't do that then. Fucking hell. I'm sorry.
No, this is what the trouble is with these ridiculous high-level spellcasters, is that there are too many options.
You know what I learned in our home game was to, like, in my journal, as a spellcaster, have, like, 3
An
different
order.
plans.
Yeah.
And if something went wrong, I had
Plan B.
And then
That's
if
a
that
good
didn't
idea.
work, I had plan
And
C.
just, like,
Because
tiers
otherwise
of
you're just like
spells
randomizing
for that.
it.
It's a good idea.
Because goddamn, I'm looking at these lists now and they're just... And they all look so tasty, right? When you get to 8th level spells and it's like, I
Yeah.
could cast Maddening Darkness, or I could cast Maze.
Yeah. And it makes it easier to keep track of, like, okay, that's a bonus action spell, and I'm casting
Yeah.
this cantrip, and so I can do these together. But if that doesn't work, then I can do this area of effect thing.
I'll cast Sunbeam instead.
One of my all-time classic favorites. The 6th level beast of a spell. Okay. So you just like channel that radiant wrath upwards in that beam. It's got to make that con save. They got a 25.
That succeeds.
Okay, but they still take half of that, right? Half of
Yes.
6d8 radiant damage. Oh, this is a concentration as well?
Yeah, so you can, because it keeps,
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So the blade sort of, that rift seals itself almost, just sort of connects itself again.
And we've decided this is not a creature.
This is a creature now.
It's
It
a
is
creature
creature
now.
Now it is,
Yeah.
yes.
That's an interesting development. Okay.
It was a sun, and now it ate the sun, and shifted dimensions. If I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels.
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't that much, but it's crazy.
I'll do 15 points of damage. Because it's 31, I halved it already, so it's 15.
15, okay. Yeah, it's just seared with some of that radiance again on its already blistering wounds. And take some healthy DBS. Okay. Alright. That's a lot of damage. Are you moving anywhere or are you staying put?
I'm going to move just off to the side. Like
Just
but my full speed off to the side.
like
So the 30 feet.
10, 20, 30, like over
Yeah.
here-ish.
What? No, sorry. I meant not
Like this way.
that way, yeah.
So 10, 20, so
So
over
you're still
here.
within the radius
Yes.
of the thing.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. You all set?
That'll be what I'm doing for now.
Okay, we go to the Summer Court Glare action, and it's going to, as this thing, it's 5 eyes, the red eye goes, just like glows and lets off this whining sound as the heat haze just thickens and intensifies around this whole sphere, and it sort of ripples inwards, and centered right about here, in 15 feet radius sphere, so this whole sort of like 30-foot bubble around here, the heat haze sort of ripples and intensifies into a ball of searing heat. So anybody who starts their turn there up until the Summer Court Lair action next turn has to make a dex save. And now we move on from the Lair action to this thing, this strange elemental aspect hanging in the sky, the 5-eyed thing, as we move to its turn. Where are you all clustered? Well, one of you is gone. So it's just going to sort of pivot on itself around. It's much more languid than it was. Its strange centipede legs chittering in the air as it just sort of moves and repositions a little bit. And I have to do some rolling. Because it starts to heat up. The heat haze around the air sort of buckles in towards it as it goes from this floating, horrid, like, noodle wreathed in red scales, as these scales themselves heat up and blister and burn as the whole thing glows like a languid piece of liquid metal, as it's going to use its daily usage in Form 3 of its primal divinity blaze. And to do that, it's going to expend...
At least I'm not there.
Yeah, you can come pick up the pieces.
It's going to allow itself to heat itself up and burn itself.
Shit, yeah. So you guys
by...
should leave this and eat there to the problem. I'll avenge.
Somebody's gonna steal my fucking cloak.
3, 5...
I'll get him. I'm gonna be naked.
3, 5... what is that? 13. That's a 10, so 23. 26. 31. 35. 47.
It's like a...
59.
It's ever shifting.
66. Execute. Order 60. So it blazes and sets itself alight, and it will take 66 points of unassailable fire damage.
But so will you.
And then as the heat charges up around it, it flares out into a great blaze, a sphere of flame that it's writhing in. And as it sort of slows down, the blaze coalesces to a tiny, tiny, tiny mote of a white-hot ember that it chomps its teeth down, and with a great grin, it opens its gaping maw, and this just almost raw and radiant stretch of sunlight, awful primitive heat, just erupts in its mouth, from its mouth in a, what is that, 300-foot long line. And it's actually gonna miss Krana.
Great. My boy is good.
It's
Tell my
gonna
story.
miss Krana because it's only 15 feet wide.
So me and Connor get this.
Yeah.
But out in the middle of nowhere,
How tall is it?
it's 15 feet in all directions.
So it's gonna miss me too. I'm 60 feet in the air.
This thing, it's aiming down on you because it's above you guys.
You're right.
So you watch as from way outside that little ember that you can see, you see a straight line of flame shoot out of it as it breaks part of the back wall of this little demiplane as well. Dexterity saves.
We get
por favor,
advantage.
please. With advantage. That's a nice.
And this is flame damage.
I think it's
This is fire damage, yeah.
So I'm resistant as well.
So that's your shield.
Oh!
Is that a nat 20?
It is. That's the only way I could have succeeded. I have a +1 to my dex.
What'd you get? not the base.
With advantage?
I rolled the same thing twice. A 13.
This shit's been happening to me all night.
Okay. One second.
It's okay, you have lots of hit points, right?
I mean, it may just put me down to all of them.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
It's not as crazy as something it did earlier, so we should be okay.
You know, I'll just plane shift all of us to wherever the fuck Ünen is.
So, this pure beam of origin heat shatters the wall and wreathes over both of you. You manage to whip your cloak around it, which is again enchanted by that same aura that you cast, and are gonna take half damage, but you don't have to, with a nat 20, you don't have to worry about being set on fire.
Cool.
Well, that's nice.
You, however, despite the fact that elements of your nature, this thing had it gunning out for you, it seems, I guess, for a considerable portion of the battle, and you get caught in the heat of this fire, and you will take 86 points of fire damage.
Halved? I'm resistant.
Halved resistant! I keep forgetting that. So you each take the same amount of damage, which is 43.
Could be worse. Could be raining.
Yeah.
Okay, I can take that.
Halved, it's 43?
Halved, it's 43.
Okay.
But even with your fire resistance, which I guess this will make it mean nothing to you, but some of your physicalized equipment and materials and physicalized realm walking skin has caught a light. So at the beginning of each of your turns, you're going to take a d6 or d4 of fire damage. So that's at best for you right now, 2.
Right, because it'll be half.
Because of the cloaks, right? So even if it gets a 4, it's going to be 2 points of fire damage. But you're on fire, and it's set this blaze alight and broken through back behind here. So about at this area in the sphere is open, and you can see greenery out there. That's all the flame-given form is going to do as we move to Ystävä.
Okay. I am done with this. I think I flit to the back of the. I want to go get behind its head.
Okay, so you're trying to Godspeed?
Just because I want to touch it. I just want to touch it.
I mean, you can touch it without doing that
okay,
right now.
I just want to get in range of touching it.
Okay. For what purpose?
Fly right up, baby.
I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds at 8th level. Or sorry, at 7th level.
Huh. Not as big of a deal.
Okay.
It's totally a big deal.
It's a spell attack roll, I think.
It's a melee attack roll. Spell attack.
Yes, I do need you to roll me a quick con save since you're in the bubble of searing heat.
Oh, yeah.
Bubble of heat.
I need you to start your turn there, but you are leaving it now.
That's not super good. That's a 10.
Yeah, the heat haze is oppressive around you, and you will take 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
But then you leave it. You leave that bubble of dense heat behind, and just sort of dart up and sort of touch the underside of its head. I imagine that's the closest part you can get to just beam down at you.
Are you fucking? Hold on, I'm gonna roll.
Neverec.
Where's my d6? Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt him.
It's 24 to hit.
It's gonna hit.
Oh.
As you
Woo.
hand on
Thank you, Nemi, for
warm
that.
flesh.
All right, I'm using a dice roller because this is
How many dice is this?
9d10 of necrotic damage.
Okay, that's good.
So
56 points of necrotic damage.
beak. Boy. Geek.
Wait, 56?
Uh-huh. And I just go up and I just put my hand, like I'm putting my hand under their chin.
Go to sleep.
And cast Inflict Wounds.
We did the
How
work.
would you like that to take
We did
effect?
the work.
Really?
We did the work.
How would you? I was not expecting the Blade of Disaster crit into that was not what I was ready for.
Glad that I helped out.
The heavy hitter left and we still managed to survive.
Please, I'll
So,
talk with
Ystävä just soars up, kind of singed a little bit, and brings their hands underneath the face, kind of like the Wish or the Love Dragon, you know?
Yeah.
And then because my hood is still off, I stare directly into its eyes, and then starting from my hands, it starts to it turns into that dark cosmic glitter, and it just goes down its body.
Like as it's almost becomes it, right? It's like disintegrated into it,
Yep.
almost.
Yep.
I love this image. You can take us out of the battle camp. As I describe this.
Ooh, okay.
You place your hands under this thing's huge smiling jaw that's dripping with heat. It's almost impossible for you to breathe. I will say this, if you were a mortal person, there is a distinct sense that the only reason that your realm walking bodies were even surviving this pocket little plane here was due to the fact that you were godly spirits housed in walking bodies. So amidst this searing heat, you place your hands under its jaws and you let that, almost gracefully, like gently let that disruptive and destructive force pass into this thing's body. And as its underside and its underjaw start to form and disintegrate into that sparkling nebulous glitter, you hear this thing speak one word. You hear it say, almost plaintively, as it looks down at you with these 5 glittering eyes, Father. And that is the last word it's able to utter as it becomes as dust. This purple glittering thing wreathing around everywhere, just almost blissfully tearing it apart. And as it rends apart, cracks start to appear in this little sphere, laced with that same nebulous purple glittery substance that formed from you. And being that you're the one closest to it, you can see as all of it is disintegrating, the one thing that seems to remain whole from it is that one red eye that it has, and it slightly swells a little bit and grows in size, this faceted, almost gemstone looking thing that seems to float in place as the rest of this thing's body disintegrates around it. And the pair of you, well, let me also say that as this thing disintegrates at your touch, you can hear both of you now from across the battlefield, Krana floating in the air. Majestic, madam. A beauteous display. As it bows its head, almost letting some of the...
Wait, I can actually hear that this
yeah,
time?
you can actually hear that this time.
He's very fervent and excited.
And
about
you, a little ways away, can start to see from around that one pocket of embers in the forest, in this strange forest, you can start to see glitter swirling around. As the pair of you, this realm that you're, this pocket bubble that you're in, is starting to break and fracture and almost disintegrate just as this creature was. What do you guys want to do? There's this gemstone floating right in the midst of this nexus of dust. The world is cracking around you. The simulacrum's lying there. And you see the spot you just came from being wreathed in Ystäva's magic.
Okay.
What are we doing?
It's going well.
Can I take some of that dust that I had and form it into like kind of a rock so that it holds the gem?
Yeah,
so the
like
gem
almost
is
solid,
embedded
like
into
Inception
it.
crystallite. Like it's a crystal, a gemstone within a larger gemstone made of crystallized dust.
Yep, and then I'm gonna take it.
Yep.
No Way Home.
You just capture it. Yeah. Lock it right in place in this little matrice of solidified dust and pull it towards you.
Okay.
And as you pull it towards you and away from the shape of this serpentine thing in the dust, it all scatters and spreads across the sky of this dome, forcing more cracks of the magic around, and everything's starting to glow a little bit. Doesn't necessarily feel like overly dangerous, but a change is happening. What are you doing?
I'm gonna gather the simulacrum.
Okay, so you are taking it with you?
Yeah.
Bingo bango bongo. It's the embers of it are still just faintly there, but basically mostly inert. As you pick up Ünen, formed from charcoal and earth. Really, I would dual tag this if you were gonna make a stat block for it. It's an elemental construct.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going back.
Just Godspeeding back?
I mean, am I gonna overshoot it?
No, not
Okay.
When you're traveling to a place, that's one thing. But when you're trying, it's like trying to hit an exit ramp on a highway when you're pushing 150, right? At a last minute turn.
Yes, 100%.
So
I return.
Yeah.
In an expedited
Speed
fashion.
back again, becoming light and reassembling sort of right above the hole that you left, and this whole thing is starting to become almost a whirlpool of this nexus of nebula dust around you, starting at the top from the corpse, if you want to call it that, of this thing, and also emerging all around from these cracks that are laced in here. The floor is yours, guys.
What happened?
It's gone, but I'm not sure what's happening now. Do we let it crumble?
I look around.
Yes?
Is there anything else besides just like the terrain?
It's for you. You can see, having been outside of this space, you can see some of the roots almost through like a translucent lens, mingling with the now breaking and crumbling walls of this pocket. You can see pieces of it, but if you're talking about specific items,
Yeah, just like shit.
no, not. I mean, there's some charred remains, spent and stretched, all sort of warped.
Okay.
What I will say is, amidst the dust particles are these floating specks of like pure blue-white light that are gravitating away from the dust and sort of lingering, moving towards all of you as it is, like little clusters of almost that look like fireflies, but without bodies. These cerulean fireflies.
It doesn't feel bad.
Not necessarily. It just feels that this little pocket is ending and enveloping you in some way. But it does. You don't feel that same like Peter tingle, that spidey sense. Like it doesn't. It's not giving you immediate danger exactly.
Cool.
Just that this whatever, the thing that made this strangeness happen is gone, and so the strange happening is also fading away.
Through the cracks, do we see anything?
For you two, if you're looking through the cracks, I would have you roll a perception check.
Nice.
Too bad I'm not proficient in it. So that's
Says the
a
cleric.
25.
25?
Still pretty good.
10.
10. You can feel energy out there.
No. 13.
Okay, you can't see any shapes exactly, but you specifically can sense there is like an indulgence. There feels like a giving into desire out there. Something that part of you is probably influenced at one point or another, but it's more like a nebulous feeling of lack of control, purposeful lack of control from beyond the cracks. You get a similar sort of sense that there is just like this wild, untamed energy out there that you have not yet tasted as the god of the afterlife. At seeing, not really. It looks like a massive swirling green shapes in the thin slivers beyond the cracks that are otherwise obscured by the glitter. Even the large holes feel that way, whereas you can see through them and can see some of the roots and stuff.
Ünen, what do you think?
It would be perhaps wise to go back to where we were.
Dust cloud, the glitter cloud from the corpse is starting to begin to meet the cloud that's forming at the base. So it's all soon going to become a sphere of this shifting, your glitter magic almost.
Perhaps a portal.
Yeah, I mean it's the whole space, but you don't know.
Do we wait or do we stay? Or do we go?
I say we wait.
Okay.
See what happens.
I go to Krana and take my, like with near the spot right there, and take my hand and sweep it over his head, and then telepathically say, "Go back to the sky. I will see you there."
From having your hand under its head, it sort of shifts its jowl into your palm. Of course, madam. There is work to be done. Call, should you need me.
And
As
then
it pulls away, a pleasure, madam. It begins to gallop up, like around and up away from you, and as it moves, it starts to fade. Its physical proportions start to fade into just starlight until it slows into a stop, and it becomes just in the air a constellation of itself before its stars wink out and away.
let's wait.
Okay, you're gonna wait. The glitter magic on each end connects, so you're just standing in what was a stretched and horribly distorted and grey-crimson version of the barren field you started in, is now one swirling mass of brilliant, hot topic glitter. formed from magic and the corpse of this thing. And it swishes and now becomes one singular current around you as the light from the cracks bleeds, sending a glow through some of this glitter. And as the final parts of it are completely obscured by the glitter, you can feel a presence. And you, of course, are aware of a world beyond this pocket, and this presence is coming from somewhere beyond the confines of this little pocket, but in that realm, you feel this great, heavy presence. You don't know what it is, you don't know where it is, but with that God sense, you feel something, somewhere in that realm, wake. A ground that neither of you can see or know is there, but you would know as giant roots beneath this bubble. You can feel the roots flicker and tremble beneath this pocket and through the confines of this pocket as a single name hums into the backs of your consciousnesses. Omnivar. And with that rumbling, with that tremble and sensation, that awakening of something, the glitter sphere is complete, and it whirls and whirls, fast but gentle, glowing with light, glowing almost this brilliant black light purple, before gradually from the top down, the glitter magic peels away and dissipates into the air like little twinkling fireflies or shooting stars dissipating into the greater atmosphere. And it reveals that pocket of barren, scorched forest that you started on. But where the earth before was filled with ember and flame, it is now quiet, cool even, as everything seems to be layered in a fairly thick layer of ash, of like white-grey ash all over the scorched forest. Some of it still falling down onto this portion and into the forest behind you from whence you came. And up in the sky, just amidst the cloud layer, where this thing would have been, both in its sun form and in its strange, perverted form, there's just a beautiful light. Like a red sunset hidden behind thin clouds, these grey clouds that now hang all the way overhead, that seem to be raining this ash. And as this crispy sort of dust-like ash falls, it begins to change. Going from a grey-white to just white. And from this crisp, sort of airless texture to cold and wet. As the ash from this, whatever was left of it on this plane, changes to this world's first snowfall that starts in this strange scorched field and drifts southwards across the forest as the clouds stretch as far as the eyes can. And in this quiet, snowy field, just scarred with the lattice of the battle you just wrought, and the humming of this strange red gem encased in magic here. For the first time since you guys met in the hearth, everything is very, very still. And that is where we will pick up next week, as in your journey, unknowingly or otherwise, your journey back to Regulus Prime, the ether left over from the dispersion of this spirit will raise you all to level 21.
Oh, I just got chills.
So we'll chat about that.
What does that even
We'll begin to talk about what that means. But you have just made quite a considerable accomplishment as new gods, and the tapestries in the future will remember it so. So thank you guys for putting up with a very interesting session, our first real god level, epic level combat here, with some very interesting implications for our gods and for the world. So definitely check in with us next week to see how things go. And before then, feel free to jump on our Discord. We're always chatting things there. Do check out the Instagram if you are in any way intrigued by the potential of winning some very nice dice and supporting a couple great creators. Really good stuff being made out there by them, as is evidence, really. And tell somebody you love them. Make something for yourself that makes you happy this week, and we'll see you Monday.
We will go to the see you next time page, but we will be rating someone. So let's go spread some Bards of New York love. Tell them that we love them. And as Will said, we'll see you next week.
All the best.
Okay, let's go.
Let's raid.